All right. What happened last time? What's the last session? We're playing Dungeons and Dungeons and Dragons and Dungeons and stories from dungeons and multiverses of dragons. That's what we're doing this week.
That's it. He nailed it. That's the first thing. That's the one, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Last session
Mm-hmm.
was a very intense session with many a consequence. We started off at the end of the conflict that we had the previous week with the assassins, where Talia was casting Speak with Dead on one of the assassins' remains. We did not gain any actionable intel, I don't think. We kind of... The only thing we learned is that somebody at the fighting pits saw Sho and was able to recognize that he is half Kezeran. Kezeran?
Kezeran or Kezeran.
Kezerin.
Either one.
Kezerin?
No, yeah, it depends on what side of the country you're from. It's spelled with an A-N, but people pronounce it Kezeran or Kezeran depending on where they hail from.
Okay. The Kezerin, which is the genetic descendants of the Kezerat people.
Mm-hmm.
So he's part Mansoon. He's probably like his grandson or something.
It's not how that works, but all right.
Yeah.
Well, how many ever left?
Not like two, right?
Two.
Yeah. 2 women.
Hmm.
2 women.
So-
There's no way to actually produce new ones. They had to artificially create their race.
He did say half.
Mm-hmm.
He did say half.
He did say that.
I got my information a little bit out of order. We only found that out after we went with Ashella to her lab, where Vamarius came and checked Sho out because he was still comatose. He fixed him because that's what he do. It was like a specialized like biological like kind of like a poison, but it wasn't a poison. It was a weird thing. That was his
Ultimate
issue.
Targets Kezrins.
Yeah, specific genetic markers. We after that teleported to Last Star. We after that traveled to the Western Brooding Forest, where we gathered fruits and fought monkeys.
Mm-hmm.
We found
technically they were fire elementals. They were just
True.
in the form of monkeys.
True, fiery, spicy monkeys.
Yep.
On our travels, we actually found a 6th level spell scroll, which was cool. Now we have that in our back pocket. We traveled back to the little kettle where we got all kinds of goodies, and then some douchebag wizard called Dirthawk Anerhorn, who was one of Sho's classmates apparently, was trying to, yeah, something like that. It doesn't matter. He's a nobody. He was flaunting a rare artifact that he had, and he was just generally being a prick. And you know, he was waving his fancy wand around, so I stole it. And it turns out that wand is actually a relic of I have it written down as Sheehan Glowstorm. Is that correct?
Yep. Collapse relic.
It was a collapse relic. He was a leader of one of the 5 magocracies, and it's a
which one?
very, very, very powerful artifact that needs to be fueled by glowstone or mage candy. So that's fun.
Royanera. There we go. He was the leader of the Royanera, spelled Royinara. Royanera.
Royanera.
They were the magocracy known for their mastery of negation magic.
Ooh, that's gonna be fun. Then we went on a very vivid shopping spree with Faith, where we interacted with every single shopkeeper. There were very colorful individuals whose names that I did not write down, though they were memorable. Faith actually discovered through her vivid shopping trip that the painted rocks that we had bought from the goblin previously actually had rings in the center of them. She found this out because
the
she
magic rocks from the mountain side
they
actually had magic rings inside them.
That's true, yeah. So we distributed those, and it was a great episode. We got rings and blades and wands and all kinds of loot and goodies. It was very fun and fantastic.
And at the end of the episode, now they went to check on with Bailey and Autumn, and now everything gets to be super serious. Now that you've returned, Luke, we have a policy of no more fun. So we can't have literally anything positive happen the rest of the episode. We have to get back to extremely serious D&D.
Well, we only have fun when Luke's not here. It gets serious when Luke's here.
We fucking play a game when Luke's here. When Luke's not here, we just sort of do whatever.
We did Amanda.
Yeah.
We just mess around.
We fucking put our suits on when Luke shows up. All right.
Oh yes.
There is one very explicit moment that I want you to be aware of. After getting repeatedly pelted by flaming shit from these monkeys,
Yes.
Faith walked out of the forest, annoyed because Annifirth didn't go into the forest because Araxis didn't want him going into the magic flame forest.
Almost
And
like-
there's a very explicit moment where I assumed Annifirth said some sort of snarky quip. And so Faith walked over to him, still covered in shit, took a big glob of it, shoved it onto his chest, and then prestidigitation to herself.
And then Annifirth gave her a big hug.
See, there he is. That's canon. There you go. Beautiful. Yeah, no, I didn't do much of anything with Annifirth. When you're not here, boy, let me tell you, your NPC mode, it goes hardcore NPC, disinterested, hiding, and any excuse possible for me not to be responsible for it. Speaking of not responsible, Joe. We'll be extra quiet tonight.
Gonna help Bailey with something,
All
I'm
right.
sure.
So we're back, and you're meeting with your friends because you're trying not to be utter shitbags because you haven't talked to them in forever since you got to last star. Bailey and Autumn are inside here, and Genu was just talking to Autumn and could see that she was in some sort of distress or was uneasy as the group was getting together to talk to Bailey. Bailey, at the center of the room inside the apartment all you guys are renting right now, are very happy. She's been drinking a bit. Same with Faith. I believe you guys have been exchanging some wine that we role-played earlier. And Bailey's really expressing how much happier she is that she's going to take on the transfer to the transmutation. Conjuration. That's what it is. Conjuration College. That down one more time because I keep thinking transmutation college.
She wants to make more friends for herself or something.
Her peacock familiar is in here.
If I can make my own friends, I'll never be alone.
She has decided to not tell her parents, and she will just deal with that whenever they find out. And she's going to be restarting school soon, so she'll be really busy. And she gives the group a big thank you for all the help that you guys have given. And anytime you're in Last Star to come visit her, and you guys ever need any help, you can always hit her up for help. Is there anything else you want to talk to about with Bailey as she's chilling in the room? She's not leaving immediately, but just like, that's the overall. We don't have to go through.
I'm pretty sure we were at Bailey's place.
Yeah,
Were you at Bailey's? You guys
yeah,
went
we're
to
in
Bailey's?
the room.
Good. So you're at Bailey's place. That made a lot more sense. I'm glad you went to Bailey's place, but then you went and got Autumn. It didn't make sense for me. Okay, cool. I didn't. Okay.
So what happened is, while we were going to Bailey's, I left the group and got Autumn,
That's right.
and then brought her to Bailey's, and we met them there.
Thank you. Yep. Having some brain bugs every now and then. A lot of Horizon. Right. So, is there anything you guys want to say or do? Autumn just sort of gives a pat to the back of Bailey, and she's like, and you know to reach out to me if you need anything. And you see Bailey, she's like, oh, I will, Autumn, especially if I need someone to disappear. And you see Autumn, without smiling, goes, without question.
Jeez. I don't think she's kidding.
You can make an insight check if you really want to.
I don't think I need to. I believe her.
You were gonna say something earlier, Ryan.
Yeah. Autumn, is there something on your mind?
Oh, no. Why do you say so?
Oh, you just got like troubled, distracted.
I've been taught much better than to be wearing such emotions on my face in the past. I do apologize if I express some sort of unease. Maybe it's just I'm so sad to say, see our little group coming to an end here.
Oh, my mistake then.
I don't know, Autumn. You have been away from home for quite a while. Perhaps your ability to cover your own emotions has slipped a little bit. Are you sure there's nothing on your mind? Because your face tells a vast story of subtle emotion. It's an epic.
You just see Birdie flies over, lands on Autumn's shoulder, and just goes like, what? Like looking at Matthias, like, what are you talking about?
Make a persuasion check, Matthias.
All right. Let's see who has the dice curse today. Persuasion. It's me. I rolled a natural one.
It's me.
It hasn't been that long. Haven't forgotten everything. Anyway, don't like the spotlight on me. What about you all? You disappeared for weeks. What was that about?
It's only been a few days.
Ish, yes. I haven't seen you around much at all. You've been running around doing all sorts of things since we got the last star. Hardly get to see you anymore.
Yeah, well, there's been a bunch of things going on. I mean, you overheard a little bit of our conversations the last time you saw us.
Yeah. The strange
we ended
lady.
Yes. Talia.
Yeah.
And then we ended up taking a trip to Ashaya. We saw our parents and let them know that we were alive.
Gives a faint smile. You can see even at the mention of parents, though, Autumn's a bit far off. Her gestures are off from normal. So you can see she's definitely trying to recover from the current attack that Ganu and Matthias threw her way. She's doing a not so decent job at the moment.
We took a little trip down to the burning forest yesterday, or earlier today, and we helped out that one enchanter lady, so she's gonna help out Sho with his weapon.
Fascinating. So yeah, you've all been very busy. That's
I got
excellent to hear.
like 12 of those fire fruits.
That
You
was
did
17, but
many.
It was crazy. Well, personally, I got 12.
Oh, that's quite the accomplishment. I've
Oh,
only
yeah.
seen the ever-burning forest from a distance.
It was cool. There was a lot of flaming turds.
the fire elementals are very, they're not very friendly towards anything.
Uh-huh.
Fire monkeys.
A lot
I mean-
of insults that I have heard in the past from people around that region are making a lot more sense now.
Yeah. They like to bug people.
We have been gone for quite a while. What have you been up to while we've been gone?
Preparing for trip home and busy work and figuring out how things have changed since I've been missing and helping out Bailey here and just sort of learning about Last Star and seeing if there's any maybe jobs or anything to pick up here too in the meantime.
How long had you been away from your home? That's what you're referring to when you're talking about seeing how much things have changed. How much time has passed since then?
It's nearly 3 years now. It was 2 years when we left, and it's been about 6 months or so since we started our travels together, so a lot can change in 3 years.
Did you find anything out?
Some things, sure. Some things, no. Gloomhaven's complicated. You see, she just sighs and like, its home is complicated. You get the sense if you're gonna learn anything, you gotta push. If you don't want to learn anything, you can just keep doing what you're doing.
I mean, lots of things are complicated, but that doesn't necessarily mean you have to deal with it alone. We're all here to help. If there's something you need.
You've already done more than enough for me, and I am in a great debt to all of you. For saving my life for one, and also unindebting me to a psychopathic witch. Another thing I can't repay. I certainly cannot burden you with any more of my issues.
We're not your employees. Jesus, we're your friends.
She smiles, and then she finally sits down and just starts looking out the window, and she just... Yeah, well, there's not many friends back home where I come from. It's a place riddled with politics and fakeness and shadows and mystery and courts and all sorts of things that is just...
I mean, do you even want to go back?
Not particularly.
Do you have any obligation of needing to go back?
Unfortunately.
And what obligation is that?
To my family and to my job. They are nobles that serve in the Asema courts. And we serve the interests of the Asema family. I am sworn to do my best to support them and their causes. It is...
I mean, did you choose this, or did you have to do it because your family chose to do it?
something you're born into. One of these things that you don't choose more than maybe Show here can be a Ganassi or Ganu Goliath.
Well, that sounds awful.
It has its issues. Gloomhaven is run by 3 major families, and they each have a single representative that sits on a council equivalent. They call it the Veil because they find themselves so interesting. Of the families, there's the Malik family, the Asema family, as I've just mentioned, and the Cyrus family. Each have a different point of view and cause they support, and the Asemas, at least, are the more centrist movement of the groups. They're all for balance and finding, our natural order of the world, how to coexist vampires and everybody else, which is Doesn't surprise me why I turned out a lot like the way I did, but things at home seem politically difficult. A lot of pressure is being put on to all the different families and nobles that represent the Asema family, and it's just something like I was no good at court. I was no good at all that stuff. That's why I went and became a guard. That's why I was more interested in adventuring and getting out into our mines and the mountain passes, and that's where I got abducted. It's like that's honestly a more exciting life than the just endless long games. When you live forever, you have forever to make your stupid petty plots and hold on to your petty revenge. It's so frustrating, and hearing both sides of it and being in the center and supposing our family's supposed to be a voice of reason, it just gets daunting. It's just nothing I'm really looking forward to. It's been way more exciting with all of you.
Well, I mean, do you have a good relationship with your parents at least?
Somewhat. We're on speaking terms, which is better than most back home. They're not abusive.
I mean, I don't mean to laugh, but like, your family's supposed to be more than just on speaking terms. You're not rivals, and you're like, you're not associates. They should be people you're close with.
What a beautiful, idealistic idea.
It's like somebody that you wouldn't smear shit on.
Actually, it's the exact opposite. They're the people you would mess with because you know they gotta love you no matter what.
Visible confusion on Autumn as she tries to process the calculation here. It's difficult to think that way when everyone plays the long game, and you never know who, even your loved ones or family members, are using you for whatever their grand conspiracy plans may be. Or, I mean, not everybody's like that. There's plenty, but they normally don't do anything with the world. They're just sort of existing, and they don't want to just exist inside somebody else's world.
Is there any way that you could, I don't know, parlay for leave? You know, I don't know what exactly your bounds are, but
do what Bailey did and change your trajectory.
Exactly.
It's one of those things that's not so easily changeable, like a college, right, Bailey? And she looks and she's like, "No, I don't get it at all." Why not? Yeah, just don't go back. Don't do anything.
I mean, if you don't go back, I mean, I'm not one to advocate never seeing your family again, because that sounds awful to me. But I mean, if it's hard to even consider them family, what are you missing out on?
We're family by blood, and it's
family isn't just having blood with somebody, though.
True. Very true. But there are things that run deep in our culture that is just our way of life. It's how
maybe it's just the human in me that's different. Your concept of family doesn't make sense to me.
I could say the same, but yet we are still friends and able to talk and discuss and share all sorts of great adventures and see this beautiful world.
Are people in Gloomhaven, or excuse me? Yeah, it's Gloomhaven, right? Okay. Are people in Gloomhaven able to rise above the statue of the circumstances of their own birth?
In what way?
Can someone who's born to a lower family climb the social ladder and become noble or great, or is their fate predetermined by who they're born as?
It's there's very little upward mobility in Gloomhaven. It's tough to have mobility when a person never leaves their job or their position. We don't die. We just need resources, and that's part of the big issue that's happening right now is the Malik family. They represent the point of view of we're eternal, and because of that, we have a resource issue. So we need better oversight and allocation of resources from the viewpoint of immortality, long time horizons. So we need to put vampires first to allocate resources properly. The Sirius family cares far more for what they call the opportunity movement or the opportunistic movement. It focuses on more or less integrating with the rest of the world and try and gain economic prosperity to solve the resource problem by basically just integrating with the world. And that's at odds right now. The big problem is my family and in our house, we see vampires very much as we thrive at night, so we should be succeeding in this world, but we share half our success with a failure. We don't get to exist during the day, so we get to coexist in equal terms with the people in our world around us. With that, over the years, many people have come to the conclusions that, vampires are very special and should be protected. A long time ago, before my time, we stopped making more vampires in the world out of respect for that balance. But now there is a push to remove the cap of every, few vampires that should be inserted into this world, or to assimilate a lot of the, how should I put this politely, fringe groups to help aid in Gloomhaven's resource issues and expanse.
So the Malik family, would you say all parties are equal in the nation, or are they domineering and oppressive?
All three families hold their own power and have their own cultures within them. The Malik one is definitely the most oppressive of all of them. Very hierarchical. Oh my god,
Hierarchical.
Hierarchical?
That's right.
That's the one.
Hierarchical.
That's a tongue twister. Understandable.
In nature, because of their belief about vampires first, so that also comes with the oldest vampires are the wisest and the ones that should be looked to as our leaders. Where some of us, especially the Cyrus family, feels more like new and fresh ideas lead to innovation and breed new opportunities, and younger, more radical ideas are more supported. But that's within the bounds of, like, as long as you can produce, then you're of value. But as soon as you stop, it's pretty easy to get tossed to a side. Our family just sort of sits in the middle and tries to make sure they don't implode on each other. And who wants to do that forever?
Is there not a way to bring these two things together? I mean, you speak. The one says they want to put vampires first, and the other wants to go out and treat with the rest of the world. Wouldn't it be beneficial to vampires to take advantage of their ability to prowl at night, do work when others can't?
Mhm.
I mean, just from
You
a
could sell your
economic
services.
standpoint, Like a factory that can manufacture items, things like that, for 24 hours a day, higher output.
Yeah, and that's how we begun thriving. That's how Gloomhaven stuck around for so long. That's how we have deals with Last Stars and exchanges. We do many of those things, but it comes down to philosophies. The Malik family wants, more investment in our world and our kingdom, and what more can we be doing for vampires in very traditional senses and broad senses, while the Cyrus family is all about just trying to take the best of other cultures, trying to fit in other places instead of trying to make our culture work with other cultures, basically throwing away our tradition and just adapting to the world, which just clashes with each other. They're unfortunately not polar opposites. That might have been easier, and they probably would have been able just to fight a war and be done with it a century or two ago. But they are polarized enough that we just talk in circles forever.
I mean, as long as you're talking in your own, as long as you're talking in your own circle, that's really as far as us Lightwalkers are concerned, it's not a big deal. The only concern that pops into my head is if the Malik family decides they want to just push their agenda forward and decide that they just want to serve themselves at the expense of others. I mean, if they're just a bunch of pretentious old vampires, that's fine if they're gonna stick to their own, but is there any kind of existential threat to the surrounding realm?
My only concern, and this is my serious bias, my family has a slight serious bias, is there's rumors that the Malik family would go far enough to try and get the vampire creation restriction removed entirely, or like I said, get these fringe groups to help grow our numbers, to help create more, but it's more guys for expanding what they want. They talk of a nobility like that of Soromir. They're quite jealous of their success and their military and their high esteem in the eyes of Kratula. Having a god backing you is pretty exciting for some that feel like gods themselves, even though we're far from it. We might be quote unquote immortal, but we can all die. We bleed ish. We can go to the afterlife. So my concern with the Malik family would be very much, if those fringe groups ever got through, could I really live with myself hiding that I could have potentially stopped anything back home? Because that might throw in danger many of my friends or siblings.
How many siblings do you have?
Well, they're not actually blood-related siblings, but we do have a thing where we call each other siblings because we end up growing up with each other, and because of the restrictions when I was born, there was only so many vampires created that year. I believe that year it was only around 40 vampires were allowed, so it's kind of we all raised at the same time. And it's a very familial process that everybody gets to share growing up. So I have a few ones that I'm close to, and others that I could care less if they got turned to dust. But I'd rather some of the kindness that was showed to me wasn't wiped away by craziness from the other families.
So, when you say fringe groups, How what exactly are you talking about, and how significant of a volume of people do you think that is?
Depends on how serious it is. There is a multitude of fringe groups, which could add up to a few thousands or so vampires, depending on what regions we're talking about. The concern is the legends of a vampire fringe group far to the east talked of this very strong vampiric army that once stood in an alliance many, many years ago. And they could change the political and numbers game quite dramatically if they were to find their way into our world and into our society, if they're even true. I mean, this is a rumor from hundreds and hundreds of years ago, and I've never seen any proof of their existence.
Do you think it's worth investigating?
I mean, at the very least, it's worth investigating how real the Malik family is about these fringe groups. If they really want to recruit them, who are they talking to, and how dangerous are they? If they're extremely dangerous, then I can present it to council leader. I gotta go look her up. Fuck.
We gotta get a high energy character for Reed to roleplay soon. He's starting to fall asleep. Getting comfortable in your chair there, I see you.
Roleplay all night from here, baby. Oh, Autumn's so chill. Autumn's so passive. Arena.
Yo, you guys want to go overthrow government?
Arena's the current representative, and if I could present her with enough information that would damn the Malik's cause, that would definitely get the families not to support it. But I also don't blindly support the Cyrus family either. They have a multitude of issues that, honestly, I just never focus on. It wasn't my expertise, and our family had a bias, so I know there was issues with the Cyrus family as well. And of course these Siwas have their issues. I hardly see indecision and balance as that big an issue. What's the worst we're gonna do? The exact same thing every day? Oh no. However, will we continue doing the same thing forever?
Now, I know vampires are immortal in that, you know, if they don't degrade, but does your mind degrade over time? Like, I can only imagine after so many hundreds, if not thousands of years, that at the very least you'd become extremely bored.
There's a sickness that goes around that we've been trying to solve. There is an aging sickness, and they call it melted mind. And with it goes the sanity of the individual, and normally causes us to have to put our ancestors to rest. Normally happens around the century mark. Once you hit 1,000 years, it seems like the mortal mind tends towards insanity. But we do have a few elders that are doing all right, at least outwardly. Some of them are quite remarkable, living 1,200 years or so and doing just fine with their daily chores. They say the key is to not get involved with politics, which is probably the smartest thing. In a culture that is fundamentally based around it. It is fascinating to hear their description. And they also swear by wine, drinking wine every day. eating meat. But,
That's something I can get behind.
yeah.
Well, like Faith did say, we are your friends. and if this is something that you feel strongly about and that is causing you concern, we would be more than happy to help. Let me not speak for the whole. I would be more than happy to help.
I
The
mean,
world of political
I'm
intrigue seems very fun to me.
I have no interest in political intrigue. I don't really want to get involved in the minutia politics of beings that have knowledge 10 times my lifetime more. But if it's something you want, yes, I'd be willing to help if it's something that you think would be of benefit.
I can't feel comfortable asking you to do more for me, as you've already done so much.
I would like to see the Gloomhaven.
He just kind of goes wide-eyed. And Bailey's like, that would be fun, you know? If they get things sorted out, then, like, maybe there could be regular visits again. Like, I've never heard anybody non-vampiric visiting Gloomhaven. Yes,
I was gonna ask that.
normal. It's not really permitted, besides for very, very rare cases. If you came as my guest, that would be of no issue or concern, but you certainly would attract attention. But that might not be the worst thing in the mundane and boring courts of Gloomhaven.
Maybe they need a change of pace for the day.
Guys, it's Footloose. It's Footloose. We're doing Footloose.
I don't know what that movie is, but I know.
It's the town where they're not allowed to dance.
There's a town you're not allowed. That's the plot of Footloose, the greatest movie of all time, according to Star Wars.
It's like a highly religious town. You're not allowed to dance because it's like, I mean, this is like the 1950s.
Yeah.
Or something.
That's still very recent. I mean, you're not allowed to dance in the 1950s. There's tribes like 8,000 BC that were like, let's go, clap the feet.
This is like a very religious, like zealotlessly Christian type town where dancing was seen as like obscene.
Okay, then.
I mean, my dance moves
in the same way that showing that women showing anything
above the ankles,
above the below, like even from the ankles themselves.
Scandal.
It's just a silly.
Yeah.
Anyways,
all right. I'm gonna have to watch that movie.
I think some people who only play the short game would make a nice change of pace to the Gloomhaven.
That would certainly be a very different point of view.
I'm
sure I would add something super deep and insightful, but I'm going to be quiet right now because I'm not actually here, and Justin would have eat this shit up.
Because speaking for myself, I don't know about everybody else. I don't know if I've ever played the long game in my life.
Do you even know what the long game is, Ganu?
I assume it is thinking farther ahead than the short game.
Not wrong.
He's correct. He is correct.
That's a better answer than I was expecting, honestly.
It sure ain't checkers.
Bailey's like, that would get a passing mark on an exam.
Yeah.
Well, if by the short game you mean we don't want a violent uprising by zealotous vampires, I could play that short game.
That, or at least not a civil war between vampires, either way.
True. War is terrible. Nobody wants that.
No. But some do long for change. So there are those in the Cyrus family that are just dying for any type of change. The people of Rumble are exciting role models for some of the ageless vampires in Gloomhaven.
You mentioned the fringe groups. What is the likelihood of these people seeing new blood come into Gloomhaven and feel emboldened, and perhaps they try to take a few of them?
Take you guys in particular if you show up? It would have to depend on where things are at. I haven't returned home, so I don't know exactly what the exact political tensions are right now. I've been spending a majority of my time trying to understand, but
That brings up an interesting point. I mean, you've talked a little bit about it before, but on like a larger scale for a city, what do you do for blood?
we have a deal with Last Star. The people of Last Star donate blood to Gloomhaven. In exchange, we give them information from our elders.
That makes sense.
That's why we're so closely located and we have such a good relationship. And that's something that the Malik family is very upset about, is they don't want to be dependent on Last Star for resources. If anything is threatened, if they cut off our blood supply, then we only have other means or classical means that a lot of us have adapted generationally away from. And not many of us would even know how to do it the old-fashioned way.
They're afraid of becoming domesticated.
But
Would
like,
you?
It's reasonable.
the one flaw I see with, or one of the major flaws I see with that viewpoint, though, is they want to be self-sufficient, but they only let vampires into the city. So how would they get blood? They would just go out and take it?
I don't know what the current Malik propositions are, but you're not wrong. They have a plan, I'm sure, but I haven't heard it in 3 years, so I don't know what specifically their plan is for our food independence idea.
Like, it's a fine idea to not want to be dependent on another city, but like, I don't know how they could accomplish that while still remaining essentially xenophobic. And
Animal blood does work to a degree, but it's not as nutritious, and it can carry diseases and other issues for vampires. So it's something we try to stray away from. So we are trying to look for like synthetic substitutes. That's trying to make progress as best it can, but there's not too much behind that. It's kind of like trying to replace ale with a synthetic ale that doesn't do as much health damages. It's like, how many of you really care to really put a lot of money into that sort of research? It's just sort of part of the world. And to your point, Anford, politically, it might be doomsday to abduct new, fresh faces if I bring you in as friends of the Asema family. So it just depends on the positioning. I wouldn't lead you into I would never knowingly lead you into danger. I will never promise that I won't lead you into danger, because who can promise that? That's a ridiculous promise.
actually, with our track record, let's be real.
Yeah.
It follows us.
Bailey smiles and it's nodding her head. Mhm.
Oh, Bailey, you weren't there for the last one. There was a big fish guy. He nearly killed all of us. It was crazy.
A fish guy?
A big fish guy.
Did he have
He
a
was
fish
huge.
face and gills?
I don't actually know. Did you guys see if he had gills?
Did he have gills? I was pretty close to him.
You were very close to him. He did have
Assume he
gills
did.
on the side of it. He's a Triton, remember? So
Do
Oh,
I have
yeah.
a picture of a Triton in that book that I got from my dad?
yes, you do.
Yeah, I'll pull that out and show her.
Oh,
Kind of look like this.
oh.
Kind of like that.
Are they all that muscular?
I've only seen the one, so all the ones that I've seen.
The ones
I
I've seen.
mean, when you live your life swimming at all times,
True. Man, that's the secret.
Yeah. Pause for a second. The amount of swimming part of me, Aloy does within the first like 5 minutes of Horizon Forbidden West. I'm like, I'm exhausted. No, she's like hardcore mermaid kicking for like 2 minutes straight. I'm like, you have to be the greatest shape. If
The
you're not
sheer
chiseled-
core shape.
Oh my god! And she climbs mountainsides like she is just a slab of muscle. There's no doubt in my mind. Hunting animals, and that is her character. That is what she is. It's perfect. It makes perfect sense for her. But even me, I'm like, come on, Aloy. This is superhero level. Holy shit, swimming at some points. I'm just like, oh my god, I'm exhausted from the dive. The dive alone. Somebody give me a Hershey bar. Holy shit. All right, sorry, I had to put that out there because I made so many comments while playing, being like, I feel tired. I'm watching her and I feel tired. This is incredible, and that definitely feeds into why Tritons definitely should canonically be ripped to shit. Because they're starving to death. It's not because they're in shape. They're starving. They got to burn so much energy just to function and move.
That's my secret. I'm always hungry.
But yeah, that's sort of why I've been extremely reluctant to return home. It's a crazy culture, and your worlds are just as interesting, if not more fascinating.
Well, I don't know. What else are we doing, guys? Do we have any other things that need to get done?
I mean, I was gonna probably at some point make a trip to the library to see if we could look up something about what's going on about that weird Leviathan thing or this Valkyrie of Kairos. I'm pretty handy at finding information, but
When
I
I
don't
went
know.
through my book, was there any mention of the Leviathan? The book that I got from my father.
Go ahead and make an history check. That's what you were doing last session, reading through that while they were getting shit thrown at them in the forest.
13.
13. You're still working your way through it. It's a long, big book, and there's definitely mentions of a multitude of different faiths and religions, but nothing clear. The number one is Nasawi, Nasoi.
Are you talking about the name of the creature?
It's the sea goddess. Nope.
Oh.
Nasoi. I was right. Trying to remember my gods and goddesses. Nasoi, goddess of the sea, is the preferred god of the Triton, but there's all sorts of different deities, like the Leviathan god is definitely something else that they might praise. There's been mention of an octopus god, and a whale god, and stuff like that, but specifics you couldn't really dig into.
I also meant to take a trip out to Rustwatch, but that's not urgent.
Well, this isn't either. Like, my family won't collapse overnight.
But someday they will.
I mean, maybe.
Regardless of how long you live and how slow things process, there is still a night that you'll go to bed thinking tomorrow will be the same, and the next day you'll wake up and it won't be.
That's some very strong talk for a Maliker's
morbid.
serious point of view. The two of them would argue that point quite a bit.
And maybe that'll buy us some more time.
You have made a great argument for both sides to do their plans.
So I'll just I'll keep that quiet then. I'll keep that to myself.
It's gonna end. We needed to act now. Yeah, that's how they feel. Mm-hmm.
All right. So we have Gloomhaven. We have the Leviathan. We have Rustwatch, where I believe we would be going to, hopefully not too deep into the Desolate Expanse, in the hopes of finding Mage Candy and Glowstone. Plus, you wanted to visit your friend, Faith.
Annette?
What was her name? Annette, right.
And you also have a Ruin to explore the Aquarius.
Yeah, Ruins of Aquarius, but we're not doing that tonight.
No, you're not doing any of these really tonight. It's too long a run. We got travel, depending on how you use your travel, though. These are far
Yes.
away.
I love random encounters. Let's go.
You don't know that.
Let me fight a Perryton.
You don't know that. Just gonna put that away. I don't have any tables.
So, Autumn, what's your plan for traveling there? Just by foot? Were you
Yeah.
thinking? Or...
Currently on foot. Take as long as possible. We're only about 2 weeks out, I think, on foot.
I assume there's a pretty straight road there.
Relatively, because of the trade and the constant supply through the mountains. Fucking get my map up. Where are they? Oh, yeah. It's a pretty easy walk. Go through the mountains, or even travel through the plains lands, stop in River Run. Town that gets frequented by many of my kind. They're a strange group.
I mean, maybe if we stopped there, we could get a temperature of the political status and decide where to go from there.
That's an option if you guys want to actually pursue this. I mean,
I mean, there's probably plenty around Lastar to do as well. You don't have to rush off to Gloomhaven.
No, you don't.
True, the day-night cycle is still very intriguing.
That's a weird. It's a weird thing.
Yes, it is.
And we also have to solve a very important issue sometime in these next few weeks.
Oh.
I mean, we've been together. It kind of seems like we're sticking together a little bit. We should probably think of a name for us. Something we can go by if we ever do like a formal contract or something.
That's a good idea. What will we call ourselves?
Are you gonna put me on the spot like that?
Yes, name generator time. All right, guys, you have 2 minutes. Start thinking of names. Yep, start getting some names going. That's
Okay,
what
let's
we're
go.
doing right
Let's see
now
how
in the
hard we
casual
can click the
session.
random button.
Let's go. What do you guys want to name the group? Bailey, Jacques, and Autumn would be your honorary members too, a part of this, whatever the name of the group might be. We're just starting. Obviously, there's no show, so you can't make it final.
I mean, we don't have to decide right now, but we should at least think of names.
Yeah.
You mentioned if we enter like a contract or something, are you telling us that we should incorporate, make a business?
I mean, in a sense. I mean, we've already done a few jobs, so to speak. We should have something official to go by, so that people know who we are. It seems. I mean, I want to keep traveling. Honestly, I'm as frightening as times have been. I'm learning a lot about magic that I didn't know was possible, and more than I was learning just from looking at books. I mean, I kind of want to see the world. We've been stuck in Ashaya for our whole life. But ironically stuck in the place where it's easiest to travel anywhere, and we've never gone anywhere really other than the surrounding seas.
I agree with everything you're saying, but you got to give me some kind of artistic direction here. You can't just dump this on me and not give me any indication of tone. Like, who are we? What do we stand for? What's our goals? What's our mission statement?
Okay.
What's our mission statement?
We're not
Oh,
like.
God.
I mean, are we?
Is this a company project?
Are we an enterprise? Are we a
I
band?
wasn't saying like make us. I mean, more like a a band of people.
Annafirth and Friends Incorporated. I don't like that.
I like.
What's
So it's funny you say
idea
that.
of it being a business. That's something.
I mean, we
potentially a way
still
out
have
for
we
me.
still have a fair chunk of money sitting for us at what's it called? The at Sunspot at the Bonfire Peaks. From the money that when the supplies were returned, there was another like 500 something gold waiting for us.
Do you
And
really
I-
want to go back to Rumble?
Hey, not sure I want to
I'm
wrest
not-
500 gold from a civil war.
I mean, not specifically. I mean, we could just travel to the Bonfire Peak directly via the ocean. But like, what I'm saying is, we have things in our name waiting for us. We've done contracted work, essentially as mercenaries. But I mean, I kind of like the tone of adventurers more. I don't really want to be just hurting people. I want to be doing stuff to help people, and I kind of want to just go around and learn more about magic.
Alright then. Annafirth's Adventurers Incorporated.
I'm thinking of. I have a thought. I have a couple thoughts.
Annafirth
I need help with a word.
and the Owlbears.
What?
Right?
What's
Perfect.
Annafirth's
Ah.
the main character.
I'm the
No,
CEO. Okay.
I had a couple ideas. Like, I mean,
Somebody
one
has to be
thing,
CEO.
one that's not great in my opinion, but it was just a thought. The rabble rousers, everywhere we go, cause trouble. Which is
Annafirth
foil.
rabble-rousers.
Who's gonna hire the rabble rousers?
I don't know. I was thinking witch's foil with like a
Oh, there's
witch
something there.
apostrophe s.
There's something there.
Because I mean, that's how we all met each other.
We ended
Which is fun. The Motley Few.
that.
The Motley Few.
So I do
We have
like.
a ring that mine have, you know.
What about,
Last rights.
That
Which-
sounds
which-
a little. That sounds like we're killing people.
Hire us for your last
we have killed people.
I mean, we've defended ourselves.
Bailey's like, I don't quite know about that, but I'm not going to be traveling around with you, so I don't know how much a say I get.
I mean,
the Witch's Bane, the Enterprise of the Broken Crowns. Oh, there are.
sounds
so
like
many
we're
options.
toppling kingdoms and monarchies.
You could set your goals high. Aim for the moons so you can land among the stars.
That's. I just want to travel the world and help people.
Just want to travel the world.
Hold on. Let me click the button a few more times. Inspiration come to me.
Inspiration. Travel.
The Motley Few is a pretty pretty fun one, I think.
The Motley Few.
I like the play on the words.
It's a
Nothing
pretty good
quite
one.
as good as Chosen, but much better than the Waterdeep crew.
Ooh, are we?
I don't know.
Could we be an could we be an agency? Do you guys think?
What are your thoughts? What's your
Just
thoughts?
as the suffix. I'm just throwing that out there.
I mean, I think it would
I
depend
do
on
like
what
the
it's
alliteration you're
connected
going for,
with.
Matthias.
Thank you.
The Wayward Company.
Wayward.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
Wayward Co.
bad.
I like Wayward. That sounds
I like
exciting
Wayward.
and well traveled.
Yeah, I like Wayward. Wayward's good.
Circle of the
Wayward
Lobster. What the fuck is that? What
Let's
this random
go.
generator gives
There
me
it
the
is.
circle of
New
the
Druid.
lobster.
New Druid
Druid.
class.
Circle of the
New
Lobster.
Druid.
Daniel, I'm gonna need you to wild shape into a lobster, and I'm gonna use you exclusively as my weapon.
We're the lobster race.
I have a swim speed now, so I could
Bring in
I
the
could do
dancing
lobster.
lobster.
Hell yeah!
Your god is Amanda. Who played her? Who played Amanda on the Amanda Show?
Amanda
Bynes.
Oh, it was her name. It wasn't a
Yeah,
character she was
yeah.
playing.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
literally about her.
Well, no.
I mean,
Shit,
it
I
was
haven't heard
Amanda
years.
Bynes playing a character
Personification.
called
Yeah, yeah,
It was
yeah,
a-
yeah.
it was a skits
Obviously.
show based off of.
It was like
Drake
SNL.
Bell
It
was
just,
in that
it just
too.
used her name.
Keenan
Yeah.
Thompson was in that too, I think.
Well, she
Yes,
was like the
yes.
host.
Oh my
She was-
god!
She was the host.
Was Josh
Oh my
Peck in that
God.
too?
I
Yeah.
don't think so, but Drake Bell.
Uh,
was.
Drake Bell was.
Yep, yep. Pajamas.
Totally Kyle.
Totally. God.
Holy god.
Totally, Kyle.
Oh shit, she's got a face tattoo.
Mm.
No.
Oh man.
There's a heart face.
Oh
tattoo.
yeah, she fell off the deep end at one point.
I mean, I feel like all
Oh
the
no,
child stars do.
conservatorship. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, like Britney. Oh Jesus.
Not like Brittany. Her parents were
they-
actually like decent people.
Conservatorships can be good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hers was just bad.
That
Oh.
one, it seems like they did it more to protect her, and now she's in a place where they can be dissolved.
Friendly wheel heroes. What is this? This is ridiculous. Their tone is just all
Are you
over
sure
the
you didn't
map.
look up like kids TV show.
It's
random generator
literally
name?
just adventuring group name.
Drugs.
So, like-
No.
I mean,
Crew of the Cask is actually fun.
but bunches of
Yes.
oafs.
Bunches of
oats.
oaf.
Oh,
Bunches of oaf.
That's a cereal.
My honey
No.
bunches of oats.
Whoa, whoa!
Bunches
what, do you,
of oafs. With an
We
F.
don't know here. We yes and. I'm sorry.
what do you mean it's a cereal? We're a bunch of Dumbos just wandering around getting into all sorts of trouble.
True.
I
We're a
agree.
bunch of oafs.
I
bunch of oafs.
agree.
Oh my god.
I
she
like
saw the
bunches of oafs, though.
movies, too.
Bunches of oafs.
Dude, like, I had like a Bernstein Bears Mandela effect just occur right now. Like, I thought Amanda Bynes was the personality, not the person, and that show wasn't. This is wild to me. It's
The
fine.
Enterprise of the Furious Trader.
I've got something for you about the Oprah show.
All right, later. I'm buying you guys time to keep developing names as well.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I'm still just sort of.
So I really like Wayward. I think we can do something with Wayward.
Wayward is good.
Kane's Wayward Finder.
Mm. Let me see if I can find something by keyword.
Anfirth and the Wayward Friends.
Wayward Souls.
Wayward Alliance.
That one's a little more serious, but sounds
Just be
lighthearted.
Wayward Band.
Wayward Band.
A band of people.
The Wayward Band.
Wayward Posse. Wayward Gang.
I don't know. I actually really like the Motley Few. I think that's where my
Motley
vote's
Few.
going right now.
Emma Stone was on iCarly.
Yes,
Really?
Yeah.
like one episode.
Wow.
Who?
Wild.
Emma
Who was?
Stone.
She was.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Joey
Um,
101 was literally on there too. Whoever that person is. Okay.
What's her name?
Obama?
Jamie Lynn Spears.
Yep, that's her.
What's her name? Obama?
Michelle Obama was on
I
it.
know. The way that iteration of words worked there.
Ooh,
Just-
Wayward Wardens.
Emma Stone played a crazy fan of iCarly and jumped on a
Oh my
table and got a shake all over her.
Ugh.
This is amazing. I love Emma Stone so much. Oh my god. Okay, I'm done with this. We're moving on. Okay. All right. Officially done. All right. What's the top three? I gave you so much time.
I know. So I think.
We got something with Wayward. Something
Yeah.
Wayward.
Well, I'm coming full circle. I think the Wayward Company is good.
I think that's the best sounding one.
Wayward
if we're going in that
S'mores.
direction.
Wayward
Soul,
Company.
Wayward.
We got-
Horde and Brotherhood Company. Delvers. party, protectors, guard,
Mm-hmm.
brand. I'm throwing it out.
Yeah.
We're like in the inventory management section of the video game right now. Just
Yeah,
like,
we are
I'm-
too.
I'm-
Through the other.
I'm starting to feel company because it reminds me of like Easy Company.
Mhm.
I do like company.
Wayward
Yeah,
Company.
so like Wayward Company instead
Alright.
of Easy
I
Company.
like it. I like it. Somebody message Justin and just ask him about it in your group chat. Like
Let's pick a top 3, and we could
Yeah.
we could
Just
do
throw
rank
it in there.
Yeah,
rank
so-
choice voting.
Mhm.
Yeah, so the top few we had
Okay.
we had
rational voting
Motley
systems.
Few and we have Wayward
Company.
Company.
Wayward Finder.
Is there any other ones that anybody liked?
Those were the 2 that I remember.
Yeah, those were the only 2.
You mentioned
I'm-
the witch. I was trying to come
Which
up
is
with
which is
something.
foil?
What about
Witch's
the
Foil.
Fellowship
Through them
of the
all.
Witch's Foil?
That's a mouthful.
That's
If we can-
that's
if we
too
can
long.
shorten it.
Fun.
The Fellowship.
Fellowship.
The Fellowship
Wayward
of
Fellowship?
the copyrighted material.
Just don't say that type of jewelry.
Oh,
that goes around your arm. I think it
bunches of oafs. I
Bunches
did
of
like
oafs.
that one.
I don't like that. Silly.
I mean, I like the other 2 better.
Let's just
but I
like
did
totally
that
like
one.
we're gonna be like doing something super dope. We're the bunches of oafs.
Or the bunches of oafs.
All I think about is honey bunches of oats. That's
Yeah, well,
that's what I was thinking of too.
We're signing a very
the
serious
idea.
contract.
No,
Like,
I
what
feel
would
like-
you like the name to
No.
be.
We're only allowed to use that name if our entire party is barbarians.
Yep.
That's the only time we can do that.
All barbarians, 1 bard.
Yes.
The bard is a Goliath, and all the barbarians are gnomes.
Or like halflings, gnomes, or dwarves.
Yes. Oh, that would be amazing.
Kill us.
I think let's kind of tentatively go with Wayward Company for now, and then
We can always change it.
Yeah, we can always change it.
That is available to you.
Formerly known as
Change
we
your name
incorporated.
the artist formerly known as Prince. The Adventurers Group formerly known as Wayward Company. All right, so we'll go with Wayward Company for now.
Motley Few, Wayward Company.
Yep. I wrote them down. They're right here.
Hell yeah.
Crew of the Cask.
Crew of the Cast.
Not chosen. Couldn't shine the boots of the last crew.
The Order of the Empty Hand, because we're poor. Except we're not that poor. So,
Not that one.
No. We're actually pretty well off.
yeah, I know. I'm doing okay right now.
Like I don't like
Which,
if you go
actually-
off like the average.
The other group's
That
about
brings-
to be filthy rich. The stream group
That's
is
true.
going to be fucking filthy rich.
That does remind me. We got those rings. Mine, I mean, it's cool. It lets me jump. But I don't know if that's gonna be super useful for me. Do we
Jumping,
wanna
you
like
say.
do we wanna talk about like where they might go best with each of us?
Which one fits best with who?
So I believe
So
I
mine
had-
is the ring of jumping.
I had a ring of swimming. Faith, I feel like you might need this.
I can swim fine.
Yeah.
But
I'm
can
a
you
great
swim
swimmer.
magically?
No.
Can you swim faster than you can run?
No.
I
not
want to.
swimming.
Don't give
Mm-hmm.
it. You hear Araxis in your head.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a ring of jumping, a ring of swimming. What were the other rings that we had?
Well, I have an interesting ring, and I'm going to get glasses for everybody.
Oh yes.
I'm going to give everyone a glass,
Yep.
and then pour into each glass. And then pick up mine and say, to Wayward Company.
And
Hey,
then
you said you found that in a rock?
Oh, yeah.
in the magic rocks, we broke all of them
Rather
open, but and then Sho had one.
Wait, it's gin. It's a ring of
Yeah,
gin.
It's Ring of Gin.
Fantastic. We cannot underestimate how great wordplay that is.
This is Ring of Gin.
A tier.
Yes. And then Sho, I think Sho got one that lets you Ring of Warmth. Lets you gives you resistance to cold and lets you not be bothered by very, very cold weather.
Mm-hmm. So Gandu just casually helped himself to Bailey's like cupboards, took all the glasses and her scotch out.
Oh, yeah.
poured it
I
down
didn't take the
in
scotch
her
out.
in her very modest home.
I just wanted a glass for everybody.
Inside her home, and actually when you guys got to Bailey's residence, she's in an apartment that's really well kept together and very immaculate. You definitely get shades of her parents' influence on the way she lives. And clearly she has a certain face she shows her parents versus what you guys experienced with her. She's a bit of a slob in the time you experienced traveling with her.
So she doesn't have the red Solo Cup equivalent.
No. They're all really fancy glasses with engravings of her family's crest on them.
I think this gin is fantastic, first of all. Wonderful.
Thank you,
This
thank you.
is very good. Which is a sentence that very few people have said. I think, Anfrith, you might benefit from this ring of jumping. Getting you close is a big benefit for us.
I mean, I'd rather have people be able to get away, to be honest. I don't know if it'd be... If nobody else is going to use it, I'll take it, but I don't really need it. I don't think.
Nobody
Faith.
gets to play optimally. Fuck you.
Well, I can move decently fast.
The least optimal person.
I can move decently fast, and Ganu can turn into something that is also fast. Presumably. So... Faith, do you have means of escape expeditiously?
I have limited means.
Do you think... Would you like to keep the ring just in case you ever need to get out of Dodge?
I mean, I don't know if that's... I'm actually curious.
And like,
The jump spell is interesting because like it gives you crazy jump height, but rules as written, you probably should take fall damage while landing. I don't really know. It's
Good,
weird.
yes.
Jump spell is underrated spell, by the way.
I mean, if we run into like difficult terrain, it'll be useful because I'm not exactly and I do like a fake muscles pose. Like I'm not the strongest, as I'm like a scrawny little 19-year-old girl.
How dare you? The anime magic princesses that can lift up buses are very mad at you right now. They don't require muscle structure when they do magic.
I mean, it's not really because you can only jump. Each foot of jump is still a foot of movement. It's not like you gain movement by jumping, so it's not like a great escape tool. But in terms of adventuring, like, if we run into a pit, I'm gonna have a heck of a time getting across it.
These rings are... We don't have to attune to these, right? We could just like
Yes, we do.
pass them back and forth. Oh, we do? The ring of swimming is an attunement.
Oh. Mine and Sho's both are attunement.
Okay.
Reed, what's the DM call on attunement for Ring of Jinn? I didn't think so. No attunement required.
Wait, we should have one more, shouldn't we?
Nope. That's not how that works. There's only 4. Fuck you. If
What
somebody
a
showed
shame.
up, they could have made their argument.
Oh, what's this I have in my pocket?
You had 6 or 7 rocks. No, there was more rocks, and people didn't. You cracked them open. There was empty rocks they cracked open. Not everyone had one. It wasn't that there was 4 rocks and 4 rings. There was like 7 rocks and 4 rings.
Mm-hmm.
There was no one to sit with puppy dog eyes at me. So there we go. Show up on time.
Yeah, maybe I will hold on to this one just because.
We can work it out later as the situation demands. If we're ever on a cliffside and we need to jump high distances, and whoever is incapable of doing said thing can have it done.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna hold on to this one, and I'm going to just put it over my mouth, like straight out of the bottle almost.
He's drinking a lot of that. Like a lot.
Mm.
A lot of that.
He's a large man. He'll be fine.
Bailey's just sort of like, does that ring give you alcohol powers?
No, it just makes alcohol.
It's Ring of Jinn. It just has unlimited gin. Forever.
What?
Make sure hold on to that tight.
You're not getting this.
You're not
Now let's hold on. Let's wait.
Wait, can we sell this? Could we open a distillery with this?
We could do that. As she puts her hands on your hand, Ganu, and she looks into your eyes, and she's like, we could start a multitude of businesses. We need to make copies of that ring. I know people in Last Star that do that. It's expensive, but we need more of these rings. As many as possible. Don't you agree? She's looking to the other group.
My power is flickering, just so you guys know.
Oh.
How bad
Yeah.
is the rain for you? They were telling me it was terrible. I can't hear anything. I don't hear there's no storm. Nothing's hitting me and calling me right now.
We saw a flash of lightning earlier, and the winds are blowing pretty hard, so I wouldn't be surprised
Yeah,
if we
I got a bunch
branch
of
down or
texts
something.
like, be careful,
Flood
rains
watch.
are bad. Things are going crazy.
The weather's
I'll
popping
sleep.
off.
I'll sleep here if I have to.
It says the rain should be stopping here soon.
Thanks, Ryan.
Very useful for the rest of the group.
I'm just...
The rain will come to an end someday. Very pleased. Then I can play again.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
There's
Alright.
a flood watch, though.
All right, we need to. We've spent a lot of time on inventory management and quest logs.
Yeah. Now you have.
Reed's happy.
It's time.
I am organized now. We
I
do have.
understand it's like a weird indecision. You guys, we're looking for a plot hook. You guys are about to undertake your next big adventure, and Justin's not here, so that doesn't help. And
And it's like the ruins of Aquarius are probably the least threatening thing. I don't know, maybe.
maybe. Sure
Maybe.
seems like his.
That's for his sword, right?
Yeah, it's like a
not a sword.
Kasarigama,
Mhm.
right?
That's
It's like. Oh wait, I think it's.
It's like
A Kasarigama. It's like two sides that are connected with a chain.
Yep. That's exactly it. Yep.
Yeah,
Got it.
I watched what was it?
Player?
No,
Nope.
not.
the
It's an
other one.
anime.
Yes, it is.
Um,
That's what he sent me images
Well-
and videos of. He's like, I want this. I'm like, I see anime. He's like, just watch it. I'm like, I'm still seeing anime.
Soul Eater, Soul Hunter, Soul Eater.
No, Soul Eater didn't have that.
Yeah, Black Star had Kasarigama.
No, I think
Granted,
he did,
she
you're
was like
right.
3 weapons, but yeah.
I think you're right now. Fucking
Yep.
damn it.
Yeah, well, importantly, in a few hours, I have to go pick up my banana.
True.
So we can't forget about that.
We have been talking for quite a while. I wonder if it's ready.
It's ready.
Let's go do that.
It's all of that's absolutely ready. It's the evening. It's like
Yep.
closer to the evening.
Oh, we gotta go get it before they're close.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna sprint out without waiting for anybody. I'm just gonna run as fast as I
Slam
can.
open Bailey's door. You look into the streets, panic, trying to remember.
Oh
Give
yeah, oh yeah.
a survival check to see if you can recall which way it leads to the shop.
Should he have disadvantage because he's drunk?
No, he's drunk, right? Or do you get drunk from
I mean, I can get drunk. It's gin.
that? Oh.
Depends
What's
on
the
how
ring
much
do again? It
gin.
just makes endless gin.
It's
Makes
endless
gin.
gin.
The alcohol.
Literally.
It's like a
Straight
decanter
liquor.
of endless water,
It's-
except it's
okay.
gin.
Endless gin.
I like it. We are gonna say one thing though. Something weird will happen if you try and flood a room with gin. It can't do
Okay.
that. You
So,
can't-
okay, so yeah.
It's not like it comes out fast enough. It would probably
Yeah, no,
take
it
like
doesn't come out
That's
fast.
it would
what I'll
probably
do
take
on
like
that.
It's
an
a little.
hour.
It's a little
More than an
intimate
hour
of
to
a
fill
ring.
a room.
It would take. It'd be like filling a. It'd probably be equivalent to filling a swimming pool with a garden hose.
So
Yeah.
no, what? No, it's
takes
even.
a few hours.
I would say it's worse than that. So
Yeah.
so think of a liquor bottle, and it comes out pretty fast. But think about like at a bar where they put the attachment on the top with the little tube.
Stopper
Yep.
thing.
Yeah.
And it's got a smaller, and the stream is slower. I'm
Wow,
imagining
before.
that is about the amount that comes
Okay.
out
Flow
at,
rate.
at
Very
that speed.
reasonable.
Enough
Okay.
to pour glasses and like
Yeah,
I
your
yeah.
just
mouth,
didn't
but, like,
want. I like.
not like the decanter of endless
there's-
water
Yeah,
where you can
I-
make
No.
a fire hose, like a fireman's
Yeah.
hose.
I
It's
don't
like a-
want a
it's-
fireman's
it's a-
hose of gin
No, no,
in
no.
my boss
It's-
arena and being like, "What are you gonna do now, Reed? Huh? Thanks for giving us the swing of swimming, you fucking moron!" I just destroy whatever encounter I have in the.
Also, the synergy we have with the rings just is amazing.
And you see Luke being like, "Can we make more rings? Can we do something?"
No,
I
it's
don't know.
it's like a water fountain, and if I try to do it up, it's probably like a water fountain. Like it doesn't go very high.
Okay.
That's what I was imagining.
Right
This
now,
campaign
we could
needs to-
upgrade it.
Can I upgrade? Oh,
We could
can I
upgrade it.
upgrade it? I'm upgrading it. I will spend all of my money upgrading this ring.
I mean,
Late
you
game.
probably
Late game.
there.
Maybe. Maybe that is how you'll beat the final boss, is drowning them in gin.
Yes. Okay. So yes, I sprint, and my
Yes,
survival
survival.
check
Is
is
somebody gonna go with him?
Yeah, I'll tell him.
survival check is a 23.
You, of course, you could not forget something so important as
So
your
important.
narrating. This has been the number one thing. As much as you've been talking today, and you're like, "Yeah, I'm concerned about Autumn." You weren't as concerned about Autumn as concerned as about the banana ring. You got to get that. You have to get that.
I have to.
It's you were counting the minutes down in the back of your head. the
Oh, I
entire
was.
time. You go out in a panic, and people are just sort of staring at you like, "Oh, is he all right? Is everything fine?" And you just start sprinting through the streets of Lastar, and people are like, "This is pretty normal for Lastar." But a Goliath doing it, I don't know. Maybe he's got something on his mind. People are like, "Oh, he's got an idea," and people start like yelling out to you because they think you're on a way to make a discovery, a common sight you see when somebody makes a breakthrough. They'll start sprinting around like,
Oh, it's a discovery, all right.
People are kind of cheering and whooping, and some others are just like, "Oh, geez, grow up, behave,
It's like the
pretend you've
like
done it
the-
before."
just I'm completely ignoring everything,
Yes.
and I'm probably not. I don't even realize it's happening because I'm just.
Yep. Almost mid-conversation, Ganu gets up, bursts through Bailey's house, and sprints to the little kettle.
Oh yeah.
Like, you
Going
guys were in the middle of
full-
a conversation. It was long, hours of talking, and then all of a sudden, he just got up and left. At the
Very
mention.
quickly.
Yeah, I will follow him, as I said before.
Yeah, you're gonna have to sprint after him.
I'm pretty quick.
He's faster than me.
He's got to sprint though.
That's fine.
I do have a head start.
Yes. Okay. Is anybody else following them to this little kettle?
I'm actually probably gonna turn in. I was actually gonna ask you for a favor, show if I could borrow. If maybe we could head back to the apartment. I want to borrow your spell book for a little bit,
No.
please.
No, I need it.
We've reached that point in the evening, ladies and gentlemen.
I just need it for a couple hours just for tonight.
That's pretty crazy. My headmaster has called me in for a few hours tonight and needs to look through my findings in my journal. My spell book.
Nerd. I'm not there. Sorry.
Yeah, Annifirth was gonna follow Matthias and Ganu, but not sprint. He's just gonna
Just
take his time to get there.
Meander.
Joe stares at you and goes, I just have this overwhelming burden of not being helpful since I'm not really here.
Oof.
Ouch. And what, Hunter? What did you do to him? The last two sessions.
Any NPCs, man, this is what you get. I am hoping to use my power so you bully our friends into showing up every session. So you never have to go through how unhelpful NPC mode is. Joe gets up and he just starts walking into a wall right now. And then he turns and sits back down exactly just where he was.
He poses.
Yep, definitely a T-pose.
Was he like knocking stuff around while he was
Absolutely,
walking?
knocking shit everywhere as Bailey doesn't even notice it.
Bailey,
Yes.
do you happen to have what kinds of spells do you have that are ritual based?
I have some, I'm sure. I could be helpful. I show up on time.
Do you think I could either stay here a little bit into the evening? I just want to try copying a spell down. Look, like a ritual spell. I
Why
can
the hell
actually.
am I looking down there? I just realized I've been looking at like a different monitor all night. Why? The cameras are all here. The Discord is there. I'm looking at the OBS one. Oh my god. I'm such a narcissist.
Just
Not
like you
speak
guys
to the
can copy
machinations of
spells,
their
I
minds.
can copy some spells. I think it's only ones that can be cast ritually. So
Well, you did say you went to the market to try and get spells and weren't that successful.
yeah. So
Well, what spells are you looking for? Let's see if I have them.
I mean, I kind of want to. I pull out my scroll of identify. I kind of want to resell this because Show already has this, and I might be able to copy this on a later date. Or I mean, it's a common enough spell.
I can't remember if I have that or not. I
Yes,
don't know what
he
my spells
does.
are currently.
I'm looking at his list, and I know it's in there. And he's
Adrillis.
verbally told me as Show that he has that spell.
I'm aware.
He seems pretty useless now. What's he gonna do if you just take it from him?
Wanna try?
I mean, any first or second level spell that can be cast as a ritual is useful for me at the moment. I only have enough to copy 2 levels of a spell into my book, so like a detect magic, identify, pretty much any first or second level spell.
Okay.
That's a ritual spell.
Roll a d12.
Bailey says.
6.
Guiding hand.
Guiding hand?
Oh, that's Unearth Arcana. Fuck, it says UA right next to it. Yuck. Identify. Fuck you. Look at that. You got your identify. And a second level. Roll a...
I only have enough total for 2 levels, so 1 second level or 2 first levels.
Up to you then. What do you want to take the chance on? The second level with the first level.
Go big. Do it. Do it.
What do you want to go for? Huh? Huh, bitch?
I want to.
You're supposed
What's
to
my what's my option for the second level?
You can't know. You just gotta take the risk, baby. Magic's wild at Last Star. I'm getting blasted tonight, and we're learning spells.
Let's see.
I really like that Bailey turned into like a carny or something like that.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck's going on with Bailey.
Here we go. Step right up. You can
step
get
right
your
up.
spells here.
Oh, you know what, Bailey? I can totally help you learn that spell that Talia just taught me. I can do that with you tonight too, while we all hang out here for a bit before I head out. Oh, cool. That would be really cool. You're so helpful.
Do you have something like Unseen Servant or Floating Disc?
Maybe.
What was that?
That was Reed. That was Reed. Roll a D8 for me, and we'll see if she has it.
1,
Nope. Roll it again.
Oof.
7.
Nope. You have last shot. There's 2 of them on here. You're getting everything else.
2.
Oh, you suck. Nope.
Oof. Why didn't you roll dice better, Hunter?
I know. Christ.
I mean, Identify works.
Okay.
A great spell to have.
All right. There's Identify, Alarm, and Ceremony, and Purify Food and Drink. That's what you've earned, you little bitch.
Well, I can only get one of them, so I'm gonna spend 2
Those are
hours.
all
this-
first levels.
Yeah, those
Yeah, I
are all
know.
purple. Can't you get? To
I have to
Just said
spend.
it, too.
So I have a total of 100 gold worth of ink,
Mhm.
and I have to spend 2 hours per spell level.
Mhm.
So I'm not gonna sit at her house for 4 hours copying 2 different spells in.
Why not? That sounds fun to me.
What else are you
I mean,
doing?
All show does this.
I can take. Yeah, why not? You
You're
know
not
what?
copying it right.
No,
I'll show you magic. I'm a wizard.
that's
I
supposed
do
to be in
spell.
italics.
What does ceremony do?
Adrilix, write this down.
Look, he's writing faster than you are.
He's great. Guess what? I gained new spells too. Wasn't I supposed to be somewhere, so I couldn't help you tonight? True. But this was more interesting, so I decided to skip out on my head professor. Just kidding. I'll see you all later. I need to magically go talk with my head professor again. Insert dialogue here.
Just disappearing into the NPC.
Ah, no, I'm being a little bitch.
How are you, Ben Better? How are you, Ben Better?
Champion.
What?
Champion. Nora from the west, east. Nora. Hi. Champion. A word.
I think for now I'm just gonna take the identify.
Whatever.
I'm
You
gonna
don't have
spend
enough
2
room?
hours.
You don't have
I'm gonna spend 2 hours. I'm gonna spend 2 hours
Okay. All right.
this evening copying the identify spell into my.
As you attempt to copy the identify spell, Ragnorum Geckum comes out of the ink and starts asking you to play a game of spoons with him.
Oh,
Oh, I love
It's a
spoons.
great game. You're not gonna beat him.
Very fun game.
His dex is really high.
How's his sneak though?
It's really good. Really good.
Those
He
are like the
snuck
two
up on
most
you
important
guys quite a
things.
bit, actually.
he's probably got like a plus 10 dexterity, so.
He might be big,
Yeah.
but he's light on the feet. Okay, no, Ragnorum does not attack you. I'm sorry. God damn it! I'm sorry. The medicine makes me bitchy at night. Holy fuck! It makes me bitchy, and Hunter triggers it somehow.
Yeah, no,
I'm
this
just
is-
like,
ooh,
I was
yeah,
like,
this
geez,
is familiar.
why is Hunter getting getting attacked again?
Because he's the one causing issues. He
How
knows what
dare
he's
you want to
doing.
play your
I
subclass,
don't
Hunter?
cause any issues
He's
at
causing.
all.
He's pushing the boundaries. You could
I
just
have
ignore
never
show for the night. Just do us all a fucking favor. Nope. Let's utilize him. I don't know if Justin what he would want to do. Trying to remember what the rest of the session is, let alone his motivations.
He
So we're going to pick up a
literally
banana?
has told me he'd be okay with it, but
I don't
okay.
believe you.
Okay.
I don't believe you. You get him to call me.
Get him to call you.
Get him to call me.
Alright, I'm DMing him now.
Go on. And then I won't apologize, and I'll say I was just protecting my players. I care about my players so much.
I was protecting my players.
That's why he's T-posing currently. Anyway, you enter the little kettle, by the way, the more fun things. The door slams open as you're inside the wonderful shop again. The beautiful smells and incense of the shop with strange Easter music slowly playing in the background. You can see a startled Liket as the door wanders open as she's currently working on some other enchantment at the front desk as she sees you and goes, "Oh, back again. Great timing."
Excellent.
She goes
It's
to the
done.
desk and brings up the fire banana that now looks to
Hell
be
yeah.
way less like it's like ambered on the inside. There's a slight glow to it, not enough for like a big range. It's like a dim 1 foot glow you have to it now. You can feel it's hardened and it is like kinked in the middle like a normal boomerang. And Liket looks at you and goes, "So this is what you asked for. It's a fun little trick. I've seen it done a multitude of times. It should serve you well, and it can actually do some decent damage. So be careful with it. You might really hurt some people. And that might be a great
There's
thing."
somewhere I can try it out.
Not here, but there are places and ranges in the city you can try it out, or going to any of the open fields, you can certainly throw it and it'll come back to you. It's on impact is when it deals its damage and will explode. As she takes it back from you and goes over to like a little, almost like stone work section of the room as she gestures you over towards it where a lot of the testing goes on. And you see as she takes it and she's just tapping it and it's not really doing anything. But then she goes back a little bit and gives it a throw. And as it accelerates, this time when it hits the back of the stone, you see an explosion of fire go out and fill the stone wall. And she goes, "It works based on magic dealing with acceleration. So you got to make sure that you are throwing it and it's going faster. And on impact, that is when the runes for utilizing the innate fire magic inside the fire fruit will work and function."
You are a miracle worker. I will treasure this.
I'm glad.
Did I pay yet?
I think you did. Did he not? I'm pretty
Well,
sure. you
here's.
I'm pretty sure you paid up front.
I'm pretty sure I did.
did. I'm pretty sure you're really
Yeah. Oh.
If not, you're lucky. Fuck you.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna give her a gold piece. Just
Oh,
this is amazing. I want you to have this.
I appreciate the tip. Thank you very much. And please don't be strangers. If you ever find more of those relics and items that I've talked about, bring them to me and I'll be happy to upgrade them or help you and outfit you guys any way possible.
Excellent. Yeah, we have like a running list, and a bunch of those are to get you stuff. So
Wonderful to hear.
all over it.
Have Matthias and Jennifer.
Where's my little Yara? Kitty! Anyway, you were saying?
Yeah, have Matthias and Anniford entered the shop at this point? or-
Yeah. They entered mid-situation, just enough to hear the end of this screaming from
Yep.
the back room.
I just want to go up to her and say, I was here before with our other friend, Ganassi fellow.
Yeah, of course.
And I mentioned this thing here that I have on my gauntlet.
Yes.
That's a stone. You said you might come up with some kind of enchantment that you'd be interested in applying to it.
Yes.
Did you come up with anything?
Certainly did.
What would that
We
be?
can't fucking remember it, but I definitely
That's
did.
all right.
I definitely did. What the fuck was it?
Sometimes you stare into the void, and the void just stares back.
It's so different, man. The medicine is just so weird.
You're good.
It's such a fog, man. It's so weird. But, you know, I'm feeling good, so that's why I don't really care.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a big turnaround in feelings. I'm like, woo! I feel good. Then I'm kind of okay with most of the trade-offs, but this is getting hard, and especially at night, too. My brain just sort of goes like, mush, and so when Hunter's like, can I be difficult? It's like, I'm going to be just as difficult.
I'm not even being difficult.
Here comes a mirror. Go ahead, laugh it up. This guy over here. Being difficult with
He has different tolerances depending on who asks.
Yeah.
It's true.
This guy's being great with his banana. I mean, I totally get it. 10 out of 10. And this guy wants enchantment. Easy, no problem. You want to copy a spell from an already agreed thing with the previous player? Go eat a dick. He's not here.
So did we agree there was a rock throwing ability that the ape has. Did we agree that was just going to be the stats for the banana? And then
Reasonable.
What was it?
So it's a +5 to hit,
Okay.
and then its range is 25, and then 50 with disadvantage.
Yep.
Hit is a 1d6 +3 bludgeoning, and then we were gonna add like
1d6 fire.
1d6 fire. Okay, so
Yep.
that's what we're doing.
Yep.
Awesome.
Please write all
Cool.
that down. Yep.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now.
And that is your banana ring. Is that what you called it?
Fire banana ram.
Banana.
Bananarama.
Banana. Wait, boomerang. Banana
Banana
rang. Rang. Sorry, banana rang. Ah, jeez.
Reed's hearing thunder.
I
Mm-hmm.
think I was. I thought someone was knocking at my door first. I'm like, where's the building shaking?
+5 to
Time I've mentioned.
That is a very unfun task, and I do not blame you for doing so.
God. It's so much content. I went to exactly where Hunter remembered, and normally he's really good about that stuff, and I can't find it, but I'm also struggling. D in the app.
So while he's doing this, guys, where do we want to go next? We can go to Gloomhaven. We can go to Rustwatch. We could investigate the day-night cycle. We could check out information regarding the Leviathan. If we take a boat back to Rumble to go to the Cinder Peak, Flame Peaks, I forget. what it's
Bonfire
called.
Peak.
Bonfire Peak. Thank you.
Peaks.
Then we may wind up dealing with the Leviathan anyway. So
You know what? I feel great. Look at all those plot hooks I've given you, and you guys.
yeah,
found
no,
them.
you gave
Funny.
us a lot of stuff. So it's
you.
it's us figuring out which
Beautiful.
one's the lowest level encounter.
It's not me. It's
Will I get immediately murked?
I mean, I think it would be kind of appropriate to make our way up. Maybe try to make some more progress on the weapon. Go up towards Aquarius. Or maybe take a trip out to Rustwatch. One of those two.
I'm sorry, where is Aquarius?
It is north.
It is
North.
between Thunder Point and Fall Point.
Yes.
Okay, so that's pretty far north. So we could hit Rustwatch first, and we're not crossing the Desolate Expanse.
Why not?
That is so unreasonable.
Is that where the glowstone is?
Does the
Yes,
Yeah.
that is where the glowstone is, but we also were told that it's dangerous.
Reed, does
When
the
does it ever
lake
stop to
and
leave you?
But glowstone.
does the lake and river by the Orus Monastery lead further in towards the mountains, or does it terminate near the monastery?
There we go. Oh fuck. Shit. Does it say it again?
So, if we were to hypothetically go to Rustwatch,
Yep.
could we take a boat from Rustwatch through the river by the Orus Monastery to that lake? Does it go further inland?
It goes to the Orus Monastery. It's purposely that way because no one wants to actually go through the Desolate Expanse, so they will take boats to get north of the Desolate Expanse, and that's why the Horus Monastery was founded to allow people easy travel to the northern half of the continent without going through the Desolate Expanse.
Okay, so we could hypothetically,
How about you don't and go through the Desolate Expanse anyway?
because I don't want to die. So we could go from Last Star. All right, I'm gonna two options: from Last Star to Rustwatch, then from Rustwatch take a boat to the monastery. From the monastery we go to Aquarius, or if we want to, we can go Last Star, Rustwatch, Gloomhaven, Aquarius. If we want to go completely by foot.
I think what my vote would be go to either River Run or Rustwatch first. Go to River Run just to get the political climate of Gloomhaven just a little bit before we decide that we might want to go there. And then go to Rustwatch. And then continue, as you said, to Aquarius.
I mean,
Sounds-
there's also the potential for finding some of those materials around the Rustwatch area. It's part of it's part of the outer portion of the Desolate Expanse, so there might be
Right.
caverns.
That's where the wand part might be, right?
Yeah, if we can find any mage candy or
Glowstone.
yes, thank you, glowstone. That would suffice as a conduit, I believe.
I mean, maybe. I mean, they could need an extra handout at the archaeologic dig. That could be a thing.
Yeah, I'm sure Sho would really appreciate that.
I would love that. I love big archaeology. Is my thing. Anthropology is my thing.
Two
am
totally
so
different subjects.
Well rounded. They are. I knew that. The character can like both of them. Why bring that up? Fuck you.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
These are mutually exclusive. Okay, you fucking.
I mean, like-
Two different PhDs. Who's going back to school for both?
Isn't anthropology? Isn't that just the study of humans?
It's the study of ancient societies, I believe.
Gate
So it's
watching,
Yeah, it's not
gatekeeping.
terribly dissimilar.
That's what it was.
Connected.
Yeah, I'm
Dirty
just
little
sorry.
gatekeeper.
You're
That's what
correct.
that was.
You're correct. I will eat my foot now. Thank you.
Get the Eric Quote back in here.
God damn it.
Yep,
So it sounds like we're kind of settling on going to River Run and then Rustwatch. Is everybody okay with that?
Sure,
works for me.
I'm down.
Well, do they take?
Wait,
Are there ships that go from River Run, or does that end there? Like, would we be able to?
Not ships to River Run. That's a small little lake. To Cinderport. Cinderport is where you would take ships out.
Okay.
It's a long river.
Like, yeah, we got some water and it's pretty cool. Dude, I did not understand how big rivers are. Same book about the crazy desert stuff. Mississippi's the third biggest river in the world. Didn't understand that.
Oh yeah,
The
It's
Amazon,
large.
Nile, the Mississippi. I didn't understand the Nile has sections that you go 30 miles long across in its water.
Mhm. Yep.
I can't even fathom for a river 30 miles. That's what we call lakes. That's what we call Great Lakes, and sometimes oceans of like a patch of ocean is 30 miles of no land. You can just
A
be
bay.
walking in the middle of a jungle and all of a sudden be like, oh, cool, some water, and then no land for 30 miles. Some person was in a boat and was like, all right, we're just going to cross over. How long could it really be? Like a mile or two? Here we go. 10 miles in, they're like, I every way is water. Did I end up in the ocean? What's going on? It's just another one of those just like wild scale things that I didn't understand. Like, yeah,
Cue the Moana
Lakes.
soundtrack.
It's not a big
You
deal.
said for the Nile?
For the Amazon. The Amazon.
Oh, for
The Amazon
Yeah.
is bigger than everything combined.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
next 6 combined I was reading in the book.
huge.
The Amazon is nuts. The
Large.
numbers were nuts. And
The
that's why,
numbers,
because I
basically.
don't think
Well,
about...
It's
like-
also looking it up. It's the widest point during the wet season,
Yes,
the rainy
yes,
season,
yes,
when it's
that's
filled
true.
up.
That's true, but still
When
think
it's-
about like 30 miles.
it's- During the dry season, those sections
crazy.
are about six, almost 7 miles.
Almost 7 miles.
When have
That's
you
Yeah,
ever
still huge.
thought
Like
about
nothing.
like
yeah.
we have no experience with that sort of vastness of water?
Just think about driving for 30 miles,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
like on 90 or something.
Exactly. And
Now I was
just
thinking, like,
nothing
you run
but
a
water.
marathon and you're not even there yet.
Yep.
I also, one of the things I was listening to geography-wise was like, I believe the Pacific Ocean alone is like so vast that all of Mars can fit inside the Pacific Ocean. It's something about volume and stuff. That's how like, just don't understand how insane, like an entire planet can fit inside of Mars. And like one of the top comments was like, never thought I'd be like, thank God I'm stranded on Mars instead of the Pacific Ocean. I have a better chance at living than getting stuck in the Pacific Ocean. Oh, I'm on these kicks because of world building and just interesting science facts and just
That
the
is really
world
cool.
It's just like
The world
the
is
internet's
incredible.
so samey. I feel like I don't grow and learn enough, and then there's just like the same shit online every day. And then I hear stuff like this. I'm like, why? How have I never heard of this? This is insane. This is crazy talk. Our world is a fictional novel. If I came up with this, people would say that's lame. You're totally unrealistic. Oh, an ocean so deep it's bigger than a planet? No. The surface area of a planet? Come on, what are you just gonna have a whole planet of water? Okay, George Lucas. Be original. Planets can be more than one biome. I'm done. I gave you time. The other thing, above board for the game, it seems like you know you guys like your exploration. You like the type of game that you're playing. And it seems you like surprise me, like all players. Surprise me. But is there a type of game you're interested in style of playing the next few weeks? Because you can clearly see certain directions are. Is it political intrigue? Is it dungeon crawling? Is it some other type of exploration? Is it research? There is many ways to approach the game coming up, and I think it's more than fair that you guys could be like, I am interested in this. And then I can adjust the game accordingly to a degree, like no matter what direction you go. Just to, again, check in with you guys and just see what you're thinking.
I will say I
Is there
would
something you're
rather
not
be
interested in? That's probably
I
the
would
best.
rather if we did like a little bit of a tier list, I'd rather do like world building exploration and dungeon crawling
Mhm.
and like not the political intrigue stuff
Mhm.
as much.
Mhm. Okay.
I think, at least as far as the current path we've got set up, if we could do like the world building exploring, definitely, if it could give like a treasure hunty vibe when we get to Rustwatch, that'd be really cool.
Okay.
You know, like an Indiana Jones kind of deal.
You're not allowed to look at my notes. Nobody gets his notes again. He's always right 2 out of 10 times.
2 out of 10 times, hell yeah.
He's
2 out of
always right
10.
2 out of 10 times. Only when it counts. Oh, this is the climax of the campaign.
2 out of 10 times it works all the time.
All right. Anything else from? Nope. Cool. Okay. You don't have to. Just wanted to put that out there just to gauge so I don't structure something in lots of detail and then have you guys being like, yeah.
I'm gonna be honest right now. Where Faith is currently, when we were talking about Gloomhaven and Matthias was asking all those questions,
Yep.
it was kind of like the equivalent of somebody talking to you, like Reed, and being like, "Hey, you want to go mess with the political structure of Rochester real quick? You want to go do some stuff with like the mayor's being weird right now. You want to go mess around with that?" And I'm like, "I'm just a dude,
Yeah.
girl. Why am I getting involved with the political structure of Gloomhaven?"
Because you're my friend now. You said so. You're in. You thought Ashella was the problem. You were wrong. You're in the big game now. Don't worry. I'll drag you in anyway. Now that I know you don't want to do it, we're absolutely doing it. Perfect.
Yanu already he's
I mean,
he
she
wants
wants-
to check out the Gloomhaven now.
She wants to help out Autumn.
Yeah.
She just
I
doesn't
hear,
want
I
to.
hear they have I hear they have spell books there with ritual spells.
They do. They got them in droves. That is true. Millennia of knowledge.
Ritual spells.
But there is also different ways. It doesn't just have to be political intrigue. There is other ways of solving the problems, including violent ones if you so choose.
I was about to say, political intrigue falls away really quick if you just start killing people.
Yeah, it's true. It's really true. So that's again why I said like it doesn't actually matter where you go, because you could get to Gloomhaven and be like, all right, so how do you permanently kill vampires, Autumn? What? Just curious. Is it silver or stakes? Like, explain it to me.
Which one are you most afraid of? Hold up, both.
When you
I'm not
look at this
afraid.
picture, what do you think of?
I'm not afraid of either of those. And Firth, he just goes a little forward the stake. And you see her just like, those things don't scare. Jesus Christ! Totally just keeping her cool.
You know,
Alright,
if I go back and I take the ceremony spell, we've got an unlimited supply of holy water.
See, there's options. This is the value of checking in. Because now you
We-
guys know there's just endless options.
Can we bless my ring and create holy gin?
Holy gin. Unholy
I
gin.
believe
maybe.
it pretty explicitly states water.
Damn. But we already discussed that in our private chat that we now have an unlimited supply of Molotov cocktails. So
That takes way too much time. So I am fine. I am good. That is not going to be a problem. Deals only so much damage, and it takes a lot of time to do. In comparison to people who can cast lightning from their fingers, I'm not worried about Molotovs.
what if it's a really big one or a bunch of them tied together in a net?
It's a trap.
Most
We set up a
Ryan
trap.
answer I've ever heard. I'm not that worried. What if it was bigger? What if there's a bigger lightning bolt? It still doesn't bother me. No, it'll be fine. Yeah, if you're working on it for 2 months to create a giant Molotov, yeah, it's called a bomb. Yeah, you can do that. You could do that without a Molotov. Like these are.
It's probably not as good as an actual bomb.
No, it's not. I agree.
We can get our hands on that white phosphorus.
Oh, I was gonna bring it up. You don't want to say that. That shit. Where'd that shit go? I don't know. That shit was
Hopefully
ruled
gone
out.
forever.
Hopefully.
I don't know. Raleigh was interested in what was going on with that, so I don't promise anything, guys.
Waterdeep was in quite the disarray after everything went to shit.
There was a cold war of white phosphorus for 100 years.
Who knows? Who knows what's been going on in the East? I do, but you don't.
Let's go find out. Screw all this other stuff. Let's go.
I would not be opposed to you guys finding out about the Delve and Waterdeep. That place is crazy. That place is fucked up. It's great. That's like level 20 encounters. Let's go.
Where he's like, please go.
I know. That's like, again, like Darkest Dungeon when you're scrolling over the places and they're just like, oh, I'm so excited. Oh, that mission's pretty crazy. Or I'm not sure about that one. And then you go to the area that says Darkest Dungeon and everybody goes, no! 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 And I'm not ready. Oh, no! It's death! It's death! Everyone just starts losing their shit. You're just hovering over it. And they're just like, they're not the proper level.
No.
Yep.
Don't click it.
And then, like, when they're that proper level, then it's just like, let's go. I was born for this. And then normally, as soon as they come back, they're like, never again. Never again.
That's a creative. I like that. It's a creative way to show the level difference.
It's so awesome.
I like that.
Oh god, and it fits with the personality. Some are like, it's hopeless, I can't. Where other people are like, no way. But I'm pretty sure the bounty hunter's still like, instead of like his hump, it's like, like I don't know. It's still 2 words.
It's probably like he's thinking of it. He's like, I don't know.
All right. This has been such an unproductive session. I'm sorry.
It's not your fault. We've been talking in circles a little bit.
It's been a weird one, and Show's not here. I'm not pushing you guys either. Is the thing. I would have been pushing you if Show was here. I would have moved things along, but it just feels like this is big. You guys are moving, and it feels like kind of want everybody in on the decision.
I mean, I enjoyed the session.
Good. All right.
Sure.
Yeah,
that's all that really matters.
Yeah, our next move is to River Run, and that's pretty open-ended. So if we decide, from there we're going to alter course, we can do that. But we could, just do the journey to River Run, presumably.
Okay.
So do we leave the little kettle? Are we still
Not
there?
technically, you can still be there.
Okay.
We're still actually the screen.
I was just curious.
On an NPC mode right now, where it's just like, "What spell did you get me?" And the NPC was like, "Please reload the save point."
No, just because if they wanted to do something there, they could. But
something
I just
really
wanted to...
cool and thoughtful was the spell, and I'll get it back to you. I will send it after the session. So I am completely blanking on whatever it is, and hopefully you will be delighted with the cute thing that she came up with.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do an eerily similar exit, full sprints, and look for open field.
There's plenty of them.
Throw it in. Yeah.
You go to the college campus. It's dark. It's towards night, so it's like 6, 7 p.m. But the sun is just setting, so it's dusk, but just turning to night. As you go to the fields, and some people are wrapping up while others are coming out to get ready for the stargazing, as you have a slightly glowing banana inside the equivalent of the college fields that you would typically see people throwing frisbees and crap in.
As he runs out, I just say to the shopkeeper, "Sorry about our friend. He's real excited," and I'll follow.
No reason to apologize. I'm happy to see people excited about my work. Take care now. I'll get back to you on the other stuff. Get out. All right.
So throw
You're out
it
in the
around.
field. As you throw it, the first throw, you see it ignites into the air. And right when it gets to its apex, there's a big explosion of heat and fire before it then starts turning around. Almost like a bit of a firework pop, a very small one. As it comes back around, and you can feel the heat when you catch it back in your hand. It's got this, not hot enough to burn you, but warm enough to be like, ooh, that's got
some power.
Yeah, car out in the sun all day. Put your hand on the hood of the car right before it goes, ha! It's right there when you're okay for the first couple seconds. You see other people looking around, and they're just like, whoa, what's that cool magic item? And some people start coming up and getting closer, and they're like, is that a banana? And another guy's like, it's not a banana, you stooge. It's a boomerang. And they're like, it looks like a banana, and it's like, it doesn't look... No, it kind of does look like a banana. Why does he keep throwing the banana? Why does it do that? That's fascinating. And it's just putting on a show. You just keep... the excitement. I mean, it's
I'm so excited.
I'm like
other people
50
are just...
feet away from him.
Yep.
I'll pull up one of my ice spikes, and I'll say, see if you can hit the tip of that. It's about 50 feet away from you at this point.
Go ahead and roll an attack roll.
50 feet. Oh man, that's.
I heard the range. She said the range out loud. I heard it.
Yep.
Disadvantage.
Yep.
Okay, good roll to start.
Okay.
15.
It doesn't move though. Yeah.
Absolutely. It hits up at top, and as it impacts, the fire explodes, the ice spike dissipates, and like a little bit of the mist in there. You hear other people as it hits start clapping a little bit, and people are like, "Ah, God, I love Last Star. This place is great. Always incredible displays of magic going on at any given time." Almost everyone is absolutely thrilled. You get the sense that other societies might not be as thrilled that a flaming banana is being whipped about, but these weirdos, they love it.
I'll just keep like moving it as he hits it. I move it to another spot so he can keep throwing it, and like kind of like a gallery shooting target practice, like from Zelda, where it pops up and he's hit it.
Do an athletics check for me. Do an athletics check for me.
Athletics. So him or me?
You.
Me? Okay.
Yeah.
I was also like, I want to like make it more fun instead of just throwing it. I'm gonna be like jumping around and like doing roll, like doing a combat roll, and then throwing it from my knee and stuff like that.
And this is happening in a completely open field. So you.
Yes.
Imaginary barriers and bushes right now.
Yes. This is completely imaginary. I'm just having a blast.
I love it.
Step right up, ladies and gentlemen, to witness the one, the only banana ringing Ganu. The show can be yours for only 2 gold apiece.
Fire banana ring.
What are you gonna do? Like, I'm gonna watch and not pay. As a guy standing next to Matthias is just staring at him. You're not.
22 athletics.
You're not my dad.
You put on a display of physical performance. You are hitting the targets with extreme accuracy and doing all sorts of flips. You put on such a show that you get admirers, and you can see some people that are like coming out from the colleges being like, "That Goliath's got moves." It completely takes away how lame a banana being thrown through the air is. People just seem to ignore the fact because it's on fire. It's just a blur of red and fire and orange. Like, cool. What is Faye doing?
You're that kid who goes outside.
Spending 2 hours writing, carefully transcribing a spell into her book.
Show leads it to your ear and goes, "You're really boring." All right, back to the other guy.
You're that kid who goes outside college campus LARPing by himself, but then people are like, "Wait, that's actually cool."
He's doing it right. He's doing it the right way. Instead of like someone being like, "Hey, what's going on?" Infidel! Oof. Okay, we're not touching that.
All right, gentlemen, we do have to prepare for a journey, so perhaps we should retire for the evening.
One more.
Okay. Go ahead and roll super
50
special.
50 feet away
extra
from
one.
him again.
Yep. Go ahead. Another one. Disadvantage. The big win. It's at 50 feet. This is for the big money. This is for all everyone's watching. You've been flawless. They go for something ridiculous, and they're like, "There's no way you can hit that." As he does a ridiculous like cartwheel.
Oh, you can take Bardic Inspiration.
Bardic Inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
1d nothing.
15.
Get it again. Define the odds. How do you want to do this?
Ooh.
Take that, Ice Spike.
How do I want to do this? Okay, for the last one.
For the big show.
I'm going to spin around, look through, and like hike it between my legs.
Bold move.
You spin around, hike it between your legs. It soars through the air all the way just at the apex of its range. You actually think at first it's missed and it's turning back because it's, at night in the far distance of it all. And as it just hits into it, and the angle at which you could see the puff go up of like steam into the air on contact, and that satisfying pop then travels back as everyone's like, "Yeah!" And 50 feet's not that far, but we're pretending it's farther for this display. And it comes all the way back towards you. And as you go to catch it straight up, right before it gets to you, you do the fun turn around and catch it underneath your leg thing up in the air, and everyone's like, "Oh, another trick! Wow!" And everyone claps, and as you wrap up, you hear people be like, "Oh," but other people being like, "Oh, I was thinking that's good, that's enough." All right, it's starting to get boring. Yeah.
Okay, I had my fun.
Yes. You hear people, we will remember the great banana thrower.
Take my-
These halls.
I get my helmet and I start going around to people like a collection as like an entertainer on the side of the street.
You get
No one
like
gives-
4 or 5 bronze pieces and 2 silvers.
More
Hell
than
yeah.
Matthias got.
That's true.
Most of the
I
people don't
tried.
realize they think, it was actually a performance, and so some of the rich kids are just throwing away whatever they got. There's an
Mhm.
occasional really poor college kid that's just trying to be nice and like, oh, that means a lot. This is his living. Gives one of the bronze pieces.
I give him a gold back if I can clearly tell that he's just being.
Yeah, he's just being a really
Right.
good person. Yeah.
Yeah, I give him a gold.
Do you do it sneakily or do you just throw it at him? Like what?
I just put it like in his pocket and I wink at him.
You see, he's just like wide-eyed as you can just see people being like, "Oh shit, money, we're broke, not anymore. We got a week of drinking." Except the friend's not thinking that. Like the guy you gave it to isn't thinking that. He's like, "Rent." He's very grateful. What's your friend thinking?
Oh my God.
Fun. The other guy,
We're on a college campus.
you are.
The
Yeah,
gin
no, we
will
are.
make so much money.
That's what Bailey
Upon
was
our
saying.
return.
I know, but I'm now realizing how much.
I wasn't joking. I was role playing correctly.
Yeah. Well, I was like, yeah, we can make a lot of money. I forgot we were on a college.
You're
Like,
on
imagine if it was
12
tequila.
college campuses.
Yeah, like the ultimate college town.
Yeah, it's basically the entire city is built around the college.
Let's,
is
let's
actually
fill
a
up my
retail
helmet
store.
and make somebody chug.
Uh, where
Not
where are we staying? Do we have a place?
You're
Yeah,
still
yeah,
in the
we-
apartments you
we
rent
thought-
out.
Okay, okay,
Just
okay.
clear out the apartments.
That you wrote down the name of.
Yep, sure did.
I feel my body getting heavier right now. I don't know what's going on, but
You're
this
getting
is-
tired.
That's probably
yes,
tired.
I do understand that, but it is. I normally don't feel this until like 1 or 2 in the morning. That's typically when I start feeling this way. I'm not happy about this.
So we're gonna go collect my sister and show robot,
Yep.
the show bot.
Yep.
Oh.
Well, he joined you guys. He went to see his professor.
Oh, okay, right.
Oh, we did.
Yeah, he actually did. It wasn't just out of spite.
Okay.
And
As,
we'll
as
go
Shell
to the
rejoins the group, he wasn't in. I just sat there for an hour by myself. He had to reschedule.
When did you find that out? Like immediately before
No.
you sat there for an hour,
Sat there for an hour.
and then somebody told you.
Well, the same somebody that told me he'd be right with me. So
That's
Not a-
messed up.
not a great receptionist. They said, "Oh, I'm sorry. He actually had to cancel." So it's okay. He's done it before. I'll get back at him. Sorry, Faith.
So So do we feel that somebody should keep watch tonight, or are we going to risk it for a full night's rest?
As the champion of the Leviathan god appears out of
Dudes in space, don't do me like that.
Faith's ritual book. It's actually a fun fact. The more rituals you have, the more likely he is to show up. And that's part of the mechanics, that the more you write rituals down in your dumbass little book, I keep rolling a die every 30 seconds, and every ritual is the percentage. So it's like 1% when you had 1, but now you have like 10. So there's a 10% chance every 30 seconds
Like
he
4.
comes back. So like 40% chance that he comes
He's-
back.
he's
Now,
rounding
here's
up.
the thing. If you make it frequent enough, then we can trap him somewhere.
Yeah, that's true. No, it's okay. I'm just. I don't
Let's
know.
just go to Mount Doom real quick.
Summon him on top of a volcano. Aha! I'm out of that hell.
Oh! Weak sauce.
I can take.
We'll see how
First.
you like lava damage, bitch.
I encourage you to use lava damage against one of my bad guys one of these days. You'd love to roll those dice. I think you did one time.
Probably.
Did someone get to roll lava damage one time? It was disgusting how much it was.
It's a lot.
It is in my game. It's disgusting.
It is.
It
even
functions like
just
lava.
raw, it's a lot.
Okay, so what are you guys doing to prepare for your trip out to River Run and then potentially Rust Watch? Is there any other loose ends in Last Star that you guys want? Whatever enchantment thing, I'll DM you about Luke, and we'll sort that out for the Gauntlet. For any spells that you guys need to pick up, any more items, weapons, any people you need to say goodbye to. Bailey is starting her classes here. What's her name will be traveling with you, Autumn. But she will, again, she is not like, she's a part of the group, but she's an NPC that does not need to be with you guys at all times and will come and go as relevant, as makes sense to this narrative story and her goals and motivations. So you do not have to always plan for having her with you and protecting her or her helping you out. That's just something to keep in mind. A trip to River Run is a week. A trip to Rust Watch on foot is a month. You can teleport to Rust Watch for a fee. That will be instantaneous. Trip to Gloomhaven is 2 weeks. The trip to the Aquarius area ruins is about a month and a half or more, depending on the terrain and how you guys do with some rolls and what happens there. Ashella will be in touch with you guys when the next step of that journey begins. Wait too long and you'll be underleveled and you'll be sorry. That if you just sit in the city and wait around for her to contact you, so you should be doing stuff in between. That's my last and only warning.
Real quick.
Yes.
How much would it cost for me to get some Elven Chain, which is medium armor,
Okay.
AC 14 plus Dex? I'm assuming we could probably pass a few armor shops, or maybe not armor or even Elven Chain. I'm just looking to upgrade my armor a little bit.
I'm thinking 200 gold pieces off the top of my head.
Easy, I can do that.
Yeah. I'll say 250 for the city.
250 for the Elven Chain.
I don't know how it's a plus what?
So it's 14 base plus Dex. So I would be sitting at like 17.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. And those
Easy.
resources. Buy the things
Now
you
I'm-
need. That's why
Okay,
you earned that's why you got coin in the previous games. So you can use these
Yeah, buddy.
resources in game.
All right, and I'll sell. Or no, we're good. We're good. I'm set. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else need anything? Any rations you guys want to prepare for the trip? Or would you like to just...
Probably stock up a little bit.
All right. How much?
Start with like a week and a half's worth.
All right. So that'll probably be for 6 people.
Enough to get to River Run.
Uh,
Plus some.
25 gold pieces for the group. For a week of full rations, good meals, feeding 6 people, and travel supplies for 7
5
day
each?
trip. Wow, it's actually only a 5-day trip, so actually my months should be more inflated on these journeys. So well. Okay. Any unfinished business in Last Star anybody needs to attend to before you move on to River Run?
I get an owl feather.
That's 10,000 gold pieces.
Hey, it's not the 100 gold pearl I need to cast Identify. Which I don't have the money to buy right now, so...
100,000 gold pieces. Yeah, you can get it for a gold piece. There you go.
That's an expensive owl feather.
Yeah, well, guess what? They know it's in demand.
It's like textbooks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead. Go get an owl feather from somewhere not in Last Star. Go catch an owl yourself, you lazy rich kids.
I'll just have Birdie go schmooze one up.
Mm-hmm. Oh! Hey there. Oh! Hey there. Oh! This is dumb. Animals are stupid. All right. I need to change the music. We're going on the road now.
Hell yeah.
You guys, the
On the road
Oh,
again.
road again.
Plot.
Let's see, what is this? There we go. This sounds like rap.
Yeah, we really gotta do something because when we hit level 5, I can finally get Tiny Hut, and that'll make our trips a little bit nicer.
You almost got You were one off Tiny Hut last time.
Well, it's a 3rd level, so I can't even write it into my book yet.
Oh. Well, no, not tonight. Last session,
Oh.
when you're trying to get you were
Oh,
one
yeah.
off. I need Ganu to roll a D100.
Let's go.
Boy,
On the road
Big
again.
money, no whammies.
big money, no whammies. I want something really high or really low just to make it interesting.
Okay.
Go big or go small.
100?
What is 00 and 0?
That's 100.
Zero. No, it's
That'd be
100?
10.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the 0 is
Oh, it's 10.
No, it's
Be 10.
100.
it's 100.
Because it's
think.
yeah. That's how it works.
Wait, is
because
it?
The
Oh,
single
yeah.
digit is
Wait.
the 0, and then the other one is the 0. So it's 0, 0, and you just put the 1 on the front because that's how it works.
It's not like
Like
90,
99 would be 90 and a 9.
but what?
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right.
He's
You're
right.
right.
He's right.
100.
What if you rolled 90 and a
It
10?
could be 0 if you want to play it that way, but it's either 0 or 100.
90 plus 10 would be 90, like 90.
Yeah. It's either
Oh.
0 or 100. Either way, it's
Yeah.
the extreme of the
Yeah.
whichever.
Oh, that's
region
You
a
you
did the
play
thing.
at.
You did the thing that you said you wanted to do,
I
Ryan.
know. I can't believe that happened. I looked at 00 and 0. That was crazy. Holy crap!
You know, fuck you. You get them both.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I can't decide, and you can't choose, so you're gonna get them both.
I'm scared.
Good. I actually have to look something up.
How many d6s are in Ancient Dragons?
Do we get
Fire
like
Breath?
a automatic divine intervention for that?
Oh, that's not how that works.
Nah, you want low for that.
That's like literally the opposite of divine intervention. That's like
No, but it was crazy.
Tiamat comes down and smites you.
Personally, just steps on your head.
Yo, I heard you were trying to call your god. How about no?
About no.
Oh, okay, that's cool. No.
It's like
No,
when you're playing.
your god actually comes down and smites you and says, "Never wake me up this early, ever," and then leaves.
Like when you were playing Mario Party and you get like the Bowser space and he actually
Yum.
gives you something good. It's like, wait, got the wrong thing, but that worked.
What is it? Process failed correctly or something like that.
Yeah.
Successfully. Yeah.
Okay. Passing. So, your first trip out Last Star, you see the towering and magical city begin to fall to the horizon on your way to River One.
Oh, okay.
Autumn is contemplative most of the time and quiet, as she now, you can feel her tensing the closer you get to Gloomhaven. What is your quest? No, what's your marching order?
I'll be first.
Okay.
I'll take up the rear.
Are we?
Okay.
Oh, wait. Did we have... We probably didn't have the funds to get horses, did we?
Did you want to get horses? They're very expensive. Horses are like 250 gold piece a piece.
Nope.
Autumn
No.
mentioned
Yep.
she wanted to take some time anyway, so.
Okay.
That's like all of my goals.
I
It
couldn't
used
have
to
done
be.
that.
Yeah, we
That's
walk.
expensive. Damn.
Because
So,
they
I
can do
guess-
everything is the problem. Horses are literally like, it's the equivalent of like God, what would it be the equivalent of? The animal can do so much for everybody in this world. Like,
Hmm.
it's
Is this-
transportation, it is job security, it is like manual labor, depending on how you can use it, and multifunctional.
Is there not a high supply of horses?
No, there isn't. I'd say.
Okay.
I-
Because that would be the
Depends on
difference.
the
Yeah.
kingdom, I guess.
Dragons
it
have
really
returned to the
does.
world, so
Yeah, so they
Thor probably breeds a ton of them for their army, but
yeah, Sormir probably has the iron grasp on horses, and that's also probably why
Yeah,
they're so
they
rare.
probably have a lot of horses.
And there's
I
other
imagine they got
alternatives.
some. They probably got a kick-ass cavalry.
They do, remember? They do.
They do. We know that explicitly.
You know that this group knows it explicitly. And then you know it also explicitly in the other group, too. Also, why we couldn't have the session that we needed to have this week.
Yep.
Because the main character of all the bullshit decided, I can't make it. Whatever, I got
so
this.
I'll be third in the walking order.
Okay. Show will be in the middle. And same with Autumn. So they're protected because they're not here. Okay.
I will
Yep.
be next.
You walk through the countryside, and Last Star is beautiful. The roads are pretty well maintained, and there is obvious guard presence for a majority of any of the main roads. Going towards River Run, the closer you get to River Run, the less presence you feel of the actual Last Star guards that are in droves outside Last Star, the city itself. You sort of get a better idea of the military presence that is quietly sitting under the surface of Last Star that helps keep it so secure. It's like, it's easy enough just to walk into Last Star, but there's eyes on you the entire time you're doing it. There is capable individuals, and who knows what kind of soldiers Last Star has. What do they have equipped with them? The best magical items? Are they all spells? Are they all magic people with? But why would they have swords and spears and stuff and armor? Lots of questions for the magical people as you get into the countryside, seeing beautiful types of animals, especially the plains. A fair amount of smaller mammals, a lot of like foxes, woodland-like creatures you might see. And it'll take you about 7 days to get to. Actually, it'll only take you like 5 days to get there. Let's call it. I still want to call it 7 though, because that would be halfway. 7.5 days. It's gonna be 7.5 days to get there. What do you guys want to do for each of those nights? I'll say we'll split into 3 rolls for 3 parts. There's the first third, the middle, and then the last third of the journey. And each of those will require you guys to decide if you want to watch for the night, take watches, or
I will say
Mhm.
before making this decision, just to help with this, with help with our protection, is every night as a
Mhm.
ritual, I'll pull out some. Where is
the
it?
champion of the Leviathan.
Some silver wire from my component pouch, a little
Mhm.
bell, and a 20-foot cube around us. I will
Mhm.
make an area of alarm as a ritual. So if anything enters a 20-foot cube of where we're sitting in, it will let me know mentally and wake me up.
Okay. You got it dismissed.
One of these nights, I'd like to stay up with Faith and go through the book that I got from our father and read it to her. I assume she doesn't read the Triton language,
No.
so I will read it to her
What was that?
and try to get her to help me with discerning what it means.
Sure. All right, let's do that for the first night, and so first let's do perception checks for the watch. The two of you will take, and then I want intelligence checks. The two of you.
12 for the
Okay.
perception,
Okay.
2 for the intelligence.
Yikes.
Love it.
So I can read it, I just don't know what it says.
19 for perception,
Yeah.
just a straight intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
The 4.
Yikes, dude.
Pretty figures.
We struggle with the book.
Really struggle with the book because you're too distracted during the night, as Faith is the first to catch a massive shadow on the horizon. Where you guys are camping, you can see up in the trees a gigantic shadow staring towards your group. Blobbish.
I
Is
will.
it like perched in the tree? Does it seem like?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Does it? It's just blobbish, so it doesn't look like it has a head or anything like that.
It's so far away at the moment. It's pretty far, like I'd say like 600 feet in one of the tree horizons, or tree, where the tree line begins.
Do you reckon that is?
What I'd like to do, well, first of all, I'm gonna very quietly make Annafirth aware that something's out there watching us.
Mm-hmm.
And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say, keep an eye on me for a moment, and I'm gonna put my hand on his shoulder,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna transfer my consciousness into Birdie,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna mentally direct him so I'm seeing and hearing through his senses.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna direct him to get within like 120 feet of that area, because he has dark vision for 120 feet.
Okay.
And so once he gets about 100 feet away from me, I can't communicate with him,
Interesting.
but I believe I still can see through his vision. So I'll basically say, go out there, get a look at it, and then come back, but don't try not to get hurt.
How the fuck does this work? After 100 feet, you can't communicate with it?
I can't. Yeah.
He can't issue
I
it.
can't. I can't talk. I can't like speak with him. So I can
Thanks,
still
man.
see with him,
Uh-huh.
and he can act independently. He's a sentient owl, so he'll follow
Can you
his own
hear
survival.
anything?
I still see and hear.
Okay.
Yeah, so Faith can just like perceive what Birdie perceives, but she can't
Okay.
communicate.
Their telepathy communication is the only thing that's that
Yeah,
goes
that
on.
severs
Severed.
Okay.
temporarily.
As Birdie flies out, and when it gets in close to the blob, it becomes clearer, especially with the dark vision. And just as it's about to make out the image, Birdie hears,
Which voice to choose?
Do you serve them? Those creatures on the ground down there, landwalkers. Why would you serve such things? Such creatures?
and Faith, you perceive a giant owl sitting inside the tree staring at Birdie.
Cool.
I mean, Birdie has his own personality, so I can't really answer for him.
Okay.
Can Birdie speak?
Speaks owl, presumably.
he is an actual owl. He's just a celestial owl.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Do you want me to role play Birdie? See, that's kind of where. That's why I'm like, how this is wild. This is a weird area of an encounter.
Well, I mean, I could. So
Quick, develop a personality on the fly. Go.
Yeah.
I mean, Birdie is like.
You're like, yeah. I
He
feel like you have
regards-
to role play your bird.
Yeah, he kind of regards me as like. It's even though it's technically a servitude, he still regards me as like a cat would regard a trusted owner, like
Sure.
a lot of respect and care.
Cool.
and
I'll play that bird.
I mean, we've been Yep.
Yep.
So Birdie would, in his own owl way, try to communicate like my service is it's a mutual relationship. Communicate that we care, like we help each other. It's a partnership. It's not a service.
It opens its massive wings, and the wind almost knocks back Birdie immediately as it takes the air and starts coming closer to you. And it goes,
But what are the others? Are they helpful? Do they aid in whatever this mutual beneficial relationship is?
He would communicate feelings of kindness and good emotions towards the group, in regards to their relationship with Faith.
Fascinating for landwalkers. Interesting. You have so much trust for them.
As like an affirmative.
Do they mean any harm to the area?
Birdie would communicate a negative, like a no. They are simply passing, as they are simply traveling to a destination.
Very well. Keep them away from the skies. As the
owl flying, the giant owl returns back to its perch, continuing to watch the group at a distance. Different branch, though. Didn't go to the same place.
Birdie would then return and kind of communicate the sort of conversation to Faith, and Faith would be okay. Would look to Annifrith, and it looks to be some sort of owl creature. Seems like Birdie gained a bit of its respect, and as long as we don't hurt anything out here, then we should be okay.
Didn't really intend to. I mean, how does it feel about a campfire?
I mean, I think Birdie kind of advocated for us. Seems like I think it just doesn't want us to be flying through the skies, which I don't think we could do. Even I certainly can't do that. I don't think Sho could even do that. I guess
Autumn, you ever heard about a giant owl floating
Yeah.
around here? Is that common?
Yes, they exist. Why do you... Oh. That one?
Yeah.
It seemed like it was telling Birdie just to be like, to communicate to us, just like, don't do anything to the wilderness.
Oh.
Don't mess with the land.
They can be very territorial, but they're typically not out this far. They're nasty little bastards.
Well, I think if we just stay right here
Mhm.
and don't hurt anything, we should be okay. That's what
But-
it seemed like.
But it's one giant owl, and there is 6 of us. And owls do taste delicious.
I don't want to attack a owl when, in a sense, we're kind of invading its home.
Yeah, I know. Just you're boring. As she flips the knife back into her pocket, and I'm gonna go for another walk.
Listen, if it decides it wants to attack us, I'm right there with you.
Right on. She just puts like a fist up at not looking back as she's just walking again at night. She typically do the perimeter stuff. You guys only have to take like one watch because Autumn obviously is up through the night.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
All right.
That's all I got
Next.
because we're dumb and we can't read a book.
Next section. Who's staying up and who's watching? They're doing their rolls, the perception checks.
I'll stay up this
Okay.
time.
Okay. Anybody else wants to stay up with Ganu, or is he just gonna be alone by himself?
Birdie's gonna stay up and keep a watch.
All by myself. 17.
I would, but somebody needs to pull up the rear.
Ooh, Birdie did not do well. Natural 1 for a 4.
Yikes.
As would you say 17? You guys make it. You're on day 4 now. You're in the middle half of it, and between one of the nights, as you're staying up, you can feel a little bit of a vibration in the ground, a little ways away, and it catches your attention as again you can see big blobs on the hills in the horizon, walking their way through quite a distance from you guys again. Tough to make out what it is, but it definitely looks like large 4-legged creatures walking across the horizon.
I investigate.
Go ahead and make a stealth check and then an investigation check.
Birdie's gonna stay with him.
Okay.
Stealth check.
Wait. So my perception actually should have been a 17 because I roll at advantage.
Oh, well, you know what?
Anyways.
Worked out the same.
And then investigation, you said?
Yeah, what was your stealth though?
Oh yeah, stealth was 14.
14, okay.
11 for Birdie.
Okay.
Investigation would be 15.
Okay. So, surprisingly, it seems like these two things are completely in their own zone right now as you come across 2 giant badgers walking across the field right now. They both have these massive stones they're rolling in front of them as they're pushing it in front of down this path. It seems like from one end of wherever they just came from, I'd say from the mountains toward the forest is where they're coming across the horizon right now. Clearly from the mountain range, and now they have these boulders, and they're just doing their badger things like Pokemon, just badger, as they're moving on through. They're gigantic, and like it reminds you of like a lizard if it was oversized. Obviously, this is one of the largest beasts you've ever seen in your life, and this is just a natural animal of the area. It's a bit much to take in. It's massive claws and everything, but it looks so furry and friendly.
It's amazing.
I'd say you probably in Rumble would have experience with animals similar. It's different fauna here,
Sure.
but not to this size. Rumble doesn't have gigantic animals. That's way more exclusive to Stormir. A little present in Dawn Call. and does happen in Last Star, especially because of magic. Sometimes these aren't naturally large creatures.
Birdie, just perched on his left shoulder, just looks at him and goes, "Ooh!"
Look at those things. It's crazy.
Ooh!
Hey, you want to follow him? I'll give him like a finger in a finger pet in the feathers.
Yeah.
You want to follow? Let's do it. I'll take that as a yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna follow them for a bit and see where they're going.
As you follow them for a bit, you end up coming into the forest, and with your stealth, they do not notice you. And as they get close to what appears to be a nest, you sort of back off a little bit, and you see the two badgers come across a bunch of baby badgers, which are like the size of alligators. And the first one takes the stone, and you see it lifts it up and goes. And like there's another like on the ground, it looks like a similar stone that has like a peak but embedded into the earth, and it cracks it in half. And as the stone cracks in half, inside is just all sorts of like molten fire fruits, just all ones that you were not familiar to you in the ever burning forest. And you see they start pouring them out into what looks to be like the little water basin that they have there, and just the steam starts coming out of the first one they cracked. The other one takes the rock and puts it into like almost there's like 2 or 3 big similar boulders, some a little smaller, one a little bit larger, and it nestles it into what seems to be this nest of the giant badgers. And you can see the little ones are coming over to where it's cooling off and trying to get in there. And the one that poured the stuff in, and you hear it be like, oh, and just taking its big claws and pushing them back. And they're like, ah, and some go like right onto their back, and they can't get up initially as it's stopping them as they continue to keep trying to go after the fruit.
Whoa. That was cool. Let's leave him alone now. Don't want to bother him. And I'll head back. Actually,
I want to wear their pelts.
If it's no. If it's not too far, I want to see if I can find one of those giant stones that they were rolling around.
The ones that they have there in their nest, or just like where they got it?
No, I want to see if I can find where they got them from.
Okay, I'm going to make an investigation check.
Nope, 4.
You have no idea. There's nothing even remotely close that would give away boulders. You were going through plains, and there are tree lines in certain areas. There's nothing for boulders. There's no giant holes in the ground either, like they might have burrowed out from. Who knows where the hell that came from?
Damn. All right, I'll go back to the camp.
You got it. Welcome to wholesome D&D. It's the best.
Oh, so nice.
Last night. Who's taking watch?
I am.
Okay. And show.
Yep.
Who wants to roll for show?
I guess I will.
Okay. You can roll at advantage, actually, make it easier.
Yeah, there you go.
22.
22. During the night, you can hear on the last half, as you guys are just getting near River One, Autumn is visibly stressed, and she's like, all right, okay, and she just walks away from the group and just goes for another walk during one of the nights. You notice, though, you thought you heard Autumn coming back in the middle of the night, Matthias, but you start hearing some extremely strange noises that don't sound like Autumn at all. They sound very animalistic. And as you're seeing it on the horizon, you can also make out, since you got a 22. Do you have dark vision, though?
Nah, I'm a halfling.
So actually, straight roll would have been the way to go. But
So, yeah,
you can re-roll.
it would have been an 18 was the lower.
Okay. Still good. You make out a very strange outline that appeared humanoid at first when you're like autumn, but then the shape doesn't look right as it's getting closer to the group and you're hearing these just
How far away is it?
about 30 feet from the group.
I will wig Ganu and Anfrith and Faith and say, guys, there's something very strange about 30 feet that way.
And Birdie try to see through the darkness.
Sure.
And I see through the darkness.
Magical
I have
skills
dark
in the
vision.
dark.
So.
Yeah.
I was
Go ahead and
about
make
to say-
perception check because you're stirred awake.
Birdie has a 22.
Nice.
21.
Nice!
Okay.
And then Faith will take like
The two of you see this strange humanoid-looking creature coming toward the group. It's tough to make out in the night in the grayscale that you can see in dark vision. Its face looks like almost rounded snout-like, and it looks to have some sort of hood on as it's coming closer. And it's almost gliding across the ground as it gets closer to the group.
on like a bracelet on one of my wrists. I'm gonna
Mhm.
cast the light spell. So now we've got a 20-foot radius, bright light, 20-foot additional.
As soon as the light goes off, you can now make out the strange snake-like looking creature in front of you as you hear, "You will know pain." And that's what we're on tonight's
I tackle it immediately.
episode. You can try.
That's a fun thing.
That's what you get with a 1 in a 100.
Big animals. Lots of them.
Yeah, I'm like, Ganu kind of doesn't want to leave. Let's just stay here. Why
I'm
are we
abandoning-
going anywhere else?
You need to contact your tribe to come over here instead.
Right?
Like,
I
oh,
want to
cool,
stay
yeah.
here.
Let's just
I
go
want to see
cool.
all of them.
It's super
All
nice.
right.
I'm